business. You cannot violate that.
It's your boy, Young I give him that thing. Control legislate, Panchir America. Panchir Dwal, Control legislate, Panchir America. Panchir Dwal, walk on the lake, Kankaro, what on the watching. Oga level like Gear, Pow, Garay Lake. Panda with Yay, Panchir America. Panya Dwal, Chingatonga Pandon, could you ever buy a check? Papu Panda Juro, Panchir America, Panchir Dwal, Panchir legislate.
Guy control army.
Welcome to Lagos State Media, everybody. We are live in Clubhouse. Our topic for today, discussion in Clubhouse, is about the SPLA during 1983. So please listening in.
Provision is implemented. So agreement of Lago was destroyed already by Khartoum. Khartoum refused Lago and bring his agent, like Abelalier, who was agent of Khartoum. They come and hijack agreement in the hand of Lago. And that's why you see soldiers, Nab Yongarang, Nab Carbino, Nab Gaitud, Nab all those things, local in South Sudan. So I was thinking Sabata was here, and then I can explain this. So let someone.
I think he's driving. I know he's driving, and
maybe
he will come. He will come back. So let's give a Jan thing. I think if I Jan quote in the Haja, we have something quote.
I don't mind that. Lakin Jibril got it to learn and over to I'm a get interpretation. I need your folk, Lakin Madari. Got it to learn.
Taban Jibril mind the information, so it's out of that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, because it's not easy. This topic, Jibril will not contribute a lot. Ajan, would you mind to come in? I'll give you 3 minutes, brother. Ajan, if you not want to talk, I will drop you, brother. Okay, go ahead. The Swedi, the guy is the other. يتكلم الكلام هذا.
والله طبعا الغبن اللي كان للجنوبيين كان كثير، لانه التمارين كان بيتعاملوا مع الجنوبيين بشكل مختلف، كان في عدم اهتمام في مشروعات عدوانيه كبيره من السودان تم تصديقه والدعوه من البنك الدولي، لكن النميري او الاداريين في الشمال ما اهتموا بالمشروعات دي. من ضمنهم منقله كان فوق مشروع، ومنوط برضه فوق سكر منوط. الحاجات بتاع المصنع بتاع سكر منوط بدوا جداد من السودان، ودرسناها بيحولها من مصنع سكر عسلايه الماشيين والحاجات دي كلها، وجزء منهم مشى في مصنع سكر الجنيه عشان يزيد الغوب بتاع الغوب. وده وريش عليهم البنك الدولي عشان يعملوا سكر بعد ما عملوا التجارب والتحاليل وانه حاجه كبيره ناجحه، والبنك الدولي دعمه. ففي مشروعات كثيره الجماهير الخطوط هناك قاعد يعملوا بشكل ما جادي، وده واحد من الاسباب خلى النقود يتراكم من الجنوبيين ويرفضوا شكل المشروع انك تبقى رئيس زي دي. فدي واحده من الحاجات اللي اضيفها انا للحوار يعني.
Tongjang, I have something here, and we just Sabari came very good. Yeah, Sabari. Okay, Sabari. Okay, Sabara, it's a kind of mutual opinion, brother. So you go ahead, and then because Tongjang talk behind you, but we don't want to wait that. So what I say, you go ahead and later on Tongjang, because there's something Tongjang say, but you never hear it. But you go ahead because you are the one who was talking. Go ahead. I hope you have a good network. Go ahead. Tongjang will answer you later.
Yes, I was actually concluding. So I was saying the importance of my question right now, the question that I threw earlier to you is this. The importance of this question is to make us realize that at this point, you know, when we talk about trying to take pride of the fact that, you know, we had these people, they fall, now we have that country, and yet they don't even have good life. Makes it a failed revolution, pretty much. Because even if we say we have a country right now, but if that country is not offering you good life, there are no policies, there are no structures that are offering you good life, then you go and look for good life in America, in Canada, in Australia. Where is that pride? It gives us no pride at all, because pride comes in the way of life that you are living. It is not just in the imaginary, this imaginary boundary that we are having this country and we are having this nationality.
Brother, so you are saying that there's no pride for the contribution of the SPLA. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Because the contribution of the SPLM has basically failed us as South Sudanese. Do you know why? Because people fight revolutions in order to live better. We fight a revolution if you feel as though the former the administration that you are under is subjecting you. So you fight a revolution and liberate yourself so that you manage yourself better. But then if you fight a revolution and manage yourself miserably to an extent where you are now living more miserable than how you lived before, then your revolution is a failed revolution. This is what I'm saying.
So how come the revolution failed so bad and the CPA was protected by the army? We're not talking about the leadership of the South. So without no army to protect that CPA, we will not even have the South. Are you agree with that or no?
Yes, and in a way, I'm even saying South right now as a territory that is governing itself is even unnecessary. It has happened earlier. We should have waited until education sinks into the people, so that if we really go out and say we want the South, we want to be independent, we know what we are talking about, and we have a plan of how we are going to govern ourselves, and eventually we will govern ourselves better. Brother Charles and everybody who is living here, trust me, this country right now, South Sudan, from its inception, it was held together by enemies. If it is not for enemies, and this is where the shaming part comes in, it is held by a body that is foreign, enemies. If it is not for enemies, that country would have fallen apart. So what I'm saying is there is no sense of pride that you would wear on a revolution that has made your life miserable. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
John, come on. John, come in. Just hold there, Sabada. John, come in.
Okay.
Because you hear
Sabada saying, I hear what he's saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He says there's no pride over here. We are not, and the thing, John, we are not talking about the leadership. We have to take the leadership. We are talking about the army who protect the sheep here. This is what we are talking.
Brother Sabata, the feeling you have, you're not the only one have that feeling, and the entire South Sudan have that feeling. But there are a point, there is a difference between a bad system. Kir government is totally failed people, and I'm outspoken. And it, not just only I would think about me because I'm from the same tribe with Kir, and I'm from the same state with Kir. We're up. There is no pride here. But when good things done in the name of South Sudan, even one person is bad, or one person, there is failure of the entire organization or revolutionaries. Like Anyanya one that time, you have a sensitive thing. Let me take you back. In the 104, 105, 106, I seen you have different feelings when people say Denka Nuer. Denka Nuer is in the very beginning. That's where they were, too many of them. In Anyanya 1, when Lago went to Congo, majority of people went to Anyanya 1 in Congo in the very beginning. They are all Equatoria because Congo very close to them. Ethiopia is not very close with any tribe. It's very close to Denga. Denga are in Upper Nile and in Jonglei and where they're there. So this is the reason people run into Ethiopia. And in Equatoria at that time, Arab in Jebel Buma, in Paishala, how much you can go, they're going to get killed. It was hard for the... In the very area, people like Joseph Budugo went. People like Joseph Budugo went to Nairobi and they went to Addis Ababa and Alpha Ladogori. Those they came early. People like Scopus Kenyilo Boro, Radio SPLA. So I see you have like tendency in mere concern. This Equatorial geographical, it was harder for them to go to Ethiopia. It's not because they are not a coward. They are first revolutionaries. They are the one who started Nyanya 1. And when Nyanya 1 started, someone from Equatoria easy to go to Congo, then someone from Barakazal from Upper Nile. When people come from Upper Nile go to Congo, they don't go through Tori that time. They will be massacred by Sudanese armed forces. They have to go to Urul, from the Urul and go to Mundri and all this way, and then you go to Congo. That's the same scenario Equatoria find themselves in that time. For Equatoria to go to SPLA that time, to join SPLA, you have to send Agrab to Koryom to capture Jebel Buma, and then they're lingering around Kapoita, and then people sneak out and go down the side of Equatoria, side of Kapoita, and then you sneak into Jebel Buma, and then you go. That's how way of Equatoria was open. The same into Nuba Mountain that time. There is no way Nuba Mountain want to join SPLA in 1983 and make his way without getting killed in the way. So people of Upper Nile, they have to extend their forces there. So that's how majority come in. Majority, they don't make nothing. It's when people talk about it in arrogant way. I know that Nuer and Denga, they talk this as the one rest of people, they not contribute. I know you have that feeling, but take it away from really main objective. Main objective, there are big tribes in Equatoria. And during Anyanya 1, a small person can make majority. Like Lago, when Lago fired the bullet in the Tori, 1955, ever actually that time you think that ever the mighty think that people they're gonna say, oh, they are tribe at Lago. Majority of them they sneak out to join Lago in the bush that time. So Anuak and Morley, they were Anyanya 2 already. Not Pagana Mom, they were in Jabarai, not Lakunyang Lado. So they went that time earlier. Then Denga, majority of Denga was small Denga only in the Jonglei. Majority of Denga are in the Barakazal. We come after that. So those Dengas who joined the SPLA at that time, they were soldiers. And then they sneak out in the Jonglei, and when some like the Salpakir, woman took off in Malakal without firing a single bullet. And they went there. Not normal change, not Salpakir. Yes, they moved out there. But not Karbin on those things, they left. In 1975, there was a mutiny already in Akobo by Benson Kwan Larjor from Nuer. I hope you will understand it. You cannot call Benson Kwan from Equatoria. He's the one who started in 1975. When he see that this agreement will not work, and then he fired his bullet with Bolkur from Chuluk. Yeah, in Akobo, 1975, and I've got on control. They took up
Benson Kwan, Benson Kwan, it was Malazima well or James Bolkanda cover up.
Yeah, Bolkur, yeah,
cover up.
Yeah,
Bolkur.
Yeah.
Let me add this guy. I know.
Yeah, let me finish. Let me finish his really complete question. He said there was autonomy given to Upper Nile, and autonomy given to Equatoria and Barakazal. Why you don't build your regional freedom was already given? This is out of frustration. John Garang did not went to Bush because of Kakara. If John Garang went to Bush for a Kakara, he should kill any Equatorial to join him during the SPLA. John Garang never went that. And also, John Garang was a soldier of Lago. John Garang is not a racist. separate Salva Kiir with John Garang. John Garang is a Lago, is the one who put him in his school in Tanzania. Is a Lago, is the one give him a scholarship to come to advance the support of agreement. But the agreement of Lago was coup. Lago was done coup. Now the Belalier took over. Now Kalman Mamboro. Now who? They took over from Lago. And then they start moving Lago troops. And then they start making Canal Jonglei. Canal Jonglei, when it was made, you say there was a freedom. If there is a freedom, why you take Canal Jonglei? Why are you sending all oil, discovered oil, to be moved into Northern Sudan? When you autonomy, you already giving a freedom. So, my brother, I know your questions are legitimate. I don't reject them. Let Salva Kiir, those questions, give them to Salva Kiir. But for what we're talking here, what John Garang was doing, that's what the same what Lago was doing. If agreement of Lago was done, referendum was done, John Garang will not go to Bush. There will be no transfer of troops from Southern Sudan to be moved into Northern Sudan. But the agreement of Lago, Khartoum violated. He bring his own agent, enemy, who would never been in the Bush, to become a president of South Sudan Executive Council. Why you put a Belalier to be a president of council when a Belalier never fired the bullet when it was with Khartoum? That was a coup in Lago. I'm a Denga and I'm saying it. So I hope I answer your question. Thank you.
Before I give Attilo and Brother Sabato, I think you are still driving. Let me know.
No, I'm just.
You are good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good now. Okay, you want to interject? I don't want to. I want to keep you there.
Yeah, let him say something. Let him react.
Yeah, go. If you want to say something, go ahead. Before I call Attilo and what? But you stay there. Go ahead.
Yes. I just don't want you guys to take me out of context. I am not saying what I am saying because I felt as though I've not seen Equatoria there. So in a way, it's like they are being undermined that they have not participated in the movement. Look, if this movement were to be a movement that was even led by Equatorians, and at the end of the day, it produces such kind of an administration where people are now living miserably the way they are. I know how the people of Equatorians think. They will not take pride on this movement, and they will say this movement has been mistakenly calculated. You see, because here is the deal. You get right now. I'm speaking as a citizen, somebody who has never participated in a war, or not from a standpoint of any political party, but as a citizen who recognizes regimes that provided services for me. All right. So when I looked at how the Sorat Mayo of Numeri up till 1983, the services that I was getting at that time, and the fact that the same Sorat Mayo has provided for the people of the South a form of autonomy that you guys are free to govern yourself. I am not going to intervene on your internal affairs. And witnessing also some of the problems that have arisen during that time, during the regional autonomy time, even tribalism has been existing. And the government of both Lagu and that of Abel Alier, Peter Gatwas, Bismillah Abdel Rassad, they all failed to contain tribalism. They all failed at least they were able to provide services that were better than the services that we are seeing under the regime of the SPLA. And all those, as a citizen, as me, Sabata, I've seen those provided under the Hakuma Bitat Sorat Mayo around 1983. And then SPLM breaks up and claims all and makes all claims that we are we are being marginalized. And then down the road,
Sabata, we are not talking about the leadership, so you have to know this. We are just focusing on the army. Right,
but
army.
When you're talking of the army, it's an administrative organ of the
Charles, let we not look army, that's what leadership, that's where SPLM come from. SPLM is a political and it's a military, they have to be blamed But there's one thing here I see from Sabata. Sabata right now, what Sabata is saying, he appreciates Soral Mayo, Sorab Jandimeri. His father was one of them. So what Sabata telling me, my father was in Soramayo, and that's why Sabata have an upper hand over me. Sabata went to school even in Kampala because he became educated before. Sabata did not come and get education here in the bush or in America.
So
Soral Mayo.
Ramba, I think his dad was the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, his father is a Soral Mayo. Yeah, his father, they are the group. They are the one who overthrow Lago. They are the one who overthrow Lago. Abdulalier is the agent of Khartoum. Bismillah Abdullah Rassad, agent of Khartoum. Those are the ones. If people going to make a referendum to take place in South Sudan, Abdulalier don't want it because he knew there will be a new game. You're the one who criticize. You're the one who criticize leadership of other people. You cannot say you don't eat fish while you're drinking soup of the fish.
Tong Jiang, hold on here. Tomato, Tong Jiang, Mike is on.
Okay. I see what Tong Jiang is trying to say. He's trying to say, well, the father of Sabata was in that time. How come Sabata is deciding it? I mean, Tong Jiang, I don't see things in that even if I was the son of Salva Kiir, I would condemn him. This is who I am. You see?
All right.
And I condemn Salva Kiir. I condemn Salva Kiir. There is no danger outspoken for a gross human right of Salva Kiir and abuse of power. Hukuma of Salva Kiir has thrown away SPLA and bring Khartoum agents like Tutkau, Nagabelalia, Nabwana Malwal, Nazel. I said it openly.
Yeah, Tong Jiang, I think let's follow up.
Okay, guys, it's getting hot in Clubhouse. We are working.
My point, I'm not against Sabata to criticize SPLA or leadership.
It's not
military, they take up gun. Then Qaeda. SPLA military 105, 105 and 104, 106. They take up gun. In the end, to fight the war, there will be the government, and that's their government. Is SPLM of here today. They have to be criticized. They are part of that. But if the Equatorian, like Sabata said, Equatorian, they know how to do things.
Tong Jiang, I want just to add something. I know what Sabata talk about. Because you see, this I think you will help me out. What I will call you, but let me give this to Sabata. Sabata, and this is addition, and this is what happened for sure. Okay. After the SPLM went back there, and then the training, one of the battalion, which is Koryo, they pick up Eagle, and Agrab. And Agrab was led by Nyashinga Nyashuluk. I think Nyashinga Nyashuluk is only young. I think it's from
Morle, yeah.
All right. Your mic is on, Tommy Young, because they give a echo. Okay, Nyashinga Nyashuluk was led Agrab, right? To go eastern Equatoria, and the Eagle, and also no, not Neran, under what Tahir Bureau Abdallah, and also Maniela Ayual, okay, with Katiba called B Battalion. The reason those look, you have Maniel, Major Maniel, and those guys they were in the army, Sudan Armed Forces before, except Nyashinga Nyashulu. Tahir Bill was the major, and Martin Maniela also was the major. So Maniel was carrying Katiba B. Neran was carried by Tahir Bill Abdallah, and then Nyashingat was carrying the Agrab, but the command of the whole was Nyashingat. The reason was here, Brother Sabata. Those battalions, they are going to East Africa. The main thing, they are going for recruitment.
Eastern Equatoria.
Eastern Equatoria only. So because they know in the previous Awanyanya one, most of people of Equatoria, especially on the east, and people now believe Kubat. There's no time to name their names. So what happened? They captured, they captured a place called, maybe you will help me, it's called Rutu. Rutu is a nine mile, okay, north of Kapoita, between Tori, they captured it. Within 3 weeks, Roto, Iowa, that's good. Roto, within 3 weeks, Sabato, they recruit about 10,000. Most of them are Taponsa, the Dinka, Boya, and then there's another tribe that told me, Young, if you help me, its name will start with the S. Latuka, there's another tribe here, even Sawar may know. They recruit about.
If you want to say Lokoro, then they call themselves La Peri. They don't call
Peri,
Lokoro.
Iowa. You see, they recruit about 10,000. 10,000. At that time, the governor of Victoria was Peter Cirillo, who was a military governor. You see what happened here? People in Juba, they start comparing the history, all right, politicians and some military. They send them to the east and say, you guys, these people are coming to grab your cattle, your crops, you know, and then they name them like a Dinka. You know what happened? Sudan Army left Juba and they fought with those 3 battalions, which I mentioned to you. Even the commander of that battalion, was killed. And that 10,000 of those Eastern Equatoria, most of them they disappeared, some of them died, and few of them only went to Ethiopia. It will be victory for the SPLA if those 10,000 went there. You will be amazed. This is only Eastern Equatoria. There was no West, because if those guys were training in Ethiopia and they will come back, they will go to the Western, and you will see big huge of the number of the SPLA will come up. So they went. That's where people like Obote Mamur, like Abraham Wani, like Kondo, and all. After the Nyashinga was killed, then they sent Galato Modi was sent down into the front. So this is additional to you, brother. So there was a very big plan, but that plan just happened with accident. So let me go to Sabari. You stay there while you come up, and let's move this one because we don't want to keep it 3 hours. We'll come up, Ashok and Ajahn, and we'll go back. Go back, come and what? You have 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Sabari, if you have something, come in. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Charles, and all the panelists and the audience. And, you know, for some reason, Brother Sabata fed it his agenda to underestimate it and undervalue the effort made by generations of brave men and women to actually put our dreams into a reality. I would actually like to say this to Brother Sabata. If you're not proud of your own country, I, as a young veteran of the SPLA, too, I'm not proud of a citizen like you, too, to be honest. And to be honest, too, we did not actually pick up the arm for everybody. We knew that there were some people who did not appreciate what we were doing, and they were never going to give us the credit. But time is going to really give us our grace. The time is going to give grace and value to the sacrifice made by people like Nyachigal, Nyachuluk, and many more young men who sacrificed their lives so we can have a country called South Sudan today. Talking about good life and all of this, my friend, you can have a good life anytime. Anytime you can have a good life in a country, anytime. But you cannot have a country anytime. We can have a good economy anytime, but we cannot have a country at any time. We can have a bad country sometimes, but we cannot have a bad country all the time. Whatever the case is, we have our land back from Arab. We have our land. And that land there, yes, it might be our generation that messed it up. But I don't regret it. And I do not give no value to the people who sacrifice so we can have this land. I believe that there is a smart generation of South Sudanese people who will come there, and then they will actually make it a country they can be proud of.
And talking about the pride itself, it is how we treat ourselves, we as the people. A good country cannot come from bad people. Even the good government cannot come from bad people, and bad people cannot have good government. It is all about our attitude. Blaming SPLM left and right and appreciating people like Trabi over the SPLM, that is a two-state mentality. SPLM has actually fought several wars. SPLM fought the Arab War and fought Junubin. SPLM was not allowed to fail by itself. That had been resisted from day one until this hour. SPLM has been trying it to say, you are people, you are African, you are not Arab, you are Christian, you're not Muslim, and you have right to live in the way you want to live. But this has made a lot of resistance, and you know the story. So actually coming here and blaming SPLM every night, to me, I find it unfair, because you, Junubin, were not even cooperative with SPLM. The party alone, as a party, cannot just bring a good country out of blue. The attitude of the citizen will determine whether any party can succeed. Hatta inta zata ya Sabata, if we make you the SPLM, when the Jibulet the Nas Riyak Mashar, when the Jibulet the Nas Lamakon, Ukulu rebels there, to start resisting you in 1983, Lakat 1991, Lakat 2013, you will fail. And to be honest, I'm very proud of SPLM. Like, in spite of the betrayal, SPLM made it through. So take it or leave it. We have a Republic of South Sudan now, and SPLM made it. Whether you're proud of it, your problem. You can choose to be proud of whatever you want to be proud. But the thing is this, though, I think that I don't even know what political party you belong. Show us the village. Show us the village. You have the right.
Brother Wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to direct everything to Sabata. That's not his work like this. So we want you just focus.
No, Sabata is becoming a pain in the ass.
Hold on.
Sabata is becoming a pain in the ass.
Hold on. Yeah, what you do, Sabah, we try to put the right history. So and I try to give what happened in Eastern Dakota. Why we shouldn't get those.
You put the history, and by the way, it is the same history that you have just said that made some of us talk like this. Imagine the sacrifice people make. And then we have someone here that eats 3 times a day and says those people did not do anything. Imagine that. That's very offensive, Savannah, if you don't know this, my friend. It is very offensive. Yes, the title there is clear, and Songjang already explained it. It wasn't because Nuer and Dinka were all superpower or superhuman beings. No. It is the circumstances surrounding where they were and the proximity of Ethiopia to the eastern part of southern Sudan made it easy for young men from these two communities to flock to Ethiopia in big numbers. And to me, really, it don't matter anyway. At the end of the day, we all came to join in and we all struggled. But yes, it has to be acknowledged, Nasmoni started it. In particular, nowadays, there are these fake national counter traitors actually now are trying to rewrite our history. So I kind of like it sometimes when I see people bringing up topics like this so that we can actually set the history straight. Like in some of us feel offended, man, when we come to talk and people praising Trabi over us, man. Now, Trabi Mujahideen used to rape our girls in Juba, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think okay. Yeah, okay. Sabat, you all there? It's coming. Wilson, let me push it like young. Your time is up. Ajahn, Wilson, you will come up. Ajahn.
And another thing too, Brother Charles, to be fair, and let us give Sabata more time to respond to.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I don't want just to do one-on-one like that. You know, Sabata will be there. Also, you guys, let me tell you this. Look here. This one is recording on Facebook, and we want to use good language. Okay? We have all of us with the respect because Madid there is put it live. on Facebook. So you have to know that too. Again,
and about 70 people are watching you guys.
Before I call Wilson.
Yeah, I will come up to Wilson because Tongjang is not there. I have questions for Tongjang.
Okay. Okay. Come and Quad say something, and then call Wilson after that. Quad.
طبعا الوالكي يتكلم هون فلولا كان SPLA كان ما عندنا دولة اليوم اللي هو يسمى بجنوب السودان. فثبات يتكلم قال كان ما في داعي إنه الثورة تتعسف. فأنت اليوم يا ثباتها أنت ما زي ثباتها كان موجود في داخل السودان الموحد. أنت ثباتها موجود في دولة ما يسمى بدولة جنوب السودان. فأنت يعني من المفترض تقتنع بالتاريخ يعني من 83 ل 2005 من المفترض تقتنع بالتاريخ ده لأنه ده تاريخ عظيم جدا ولابد إنه أي جنوبي يقتنع بالتاريخ ده. فما في داعي إنك تقول إنه ما كان مصلحة إنه الناس يذكرون أو التاريخ تداده وكلام ده خطأ شديد يا أخ احتراما للثورة واحتراما للأرواح اللي فقدناه من إخواننا في أثناء المنطقة. شارلز والله
ويلسون.
بعدين يا أخوان بدأت كيف عربي لسباتا تبارك نازكوتورة كلا لو مدريد في تركيب ما في كتابات
وبسمع سباتا بسمع عربي.
هو بسمع عربي ولكن مو بتاع السباكة ده ما بسمع كويس إلا تتكلم معه بعربي جوبا.
يا ويلسون.
ما متعلم بعربي هو متعلم أكثر مني but I am saying that كلمة وين اللغة تو كان كلوها فاهم كويس. مو تو قوي. That's so قوي أديل. Let me tell you this. First of all, I'm very glad that Ustaz Tongjang Nyandeng is here. Tongjang, welcome to the hood.
Thank you.
In the more side. To start with, I wasn't here when the topic, when you started your discussion. But here we go. And this is why I like those who were veterans, like Tongjang, Charlie, people like Wilson Tonakur, Akoba Ajal, etc. Most people, they don't know the difference between Nyanya 2 and SPLA. But here we go, 104, 105, 106. We're the one that gives birth to SPLA. And in Nyanya 2 were already there. They had a stronghold in Ethiopia before that. So now this is where people confuse it that Nuer were the majority in the army than the Dinka. But here is the question. Did they fight the war all the way to the end? Were they 100% loyal to the SPLA? Did they damp the hope of SPLA or did they stop the momentum of SPLA? Were they fighting against SPLA as well? People fail to raise such a questions and answer them correctly to know what is going on. I believe this topic came up as a result of what was stated 2 days ago. That discussion that John Ochang initiated, and then some Equatorians like Simon Abui and others, and some folk from Nuer background, and some political-oriented Jiang who are anti-Kirmaya fail to differentiate the difference between the truth and stating facts. You know, like facts and lies, or serving one's own interest. So now, what I would like to say is here. We all know Not all of us, but Song Yang would know, Wal knows, Charles knows, Madid knows, Dengarang knows, Wilson Torakur knows. I'm only mentioning people who know the real stuff, and they were there in the bush. If you were in Khartoum like Ajang and Achu, Nasruddin, I'm sorry. But I'm acknowledging those who know what to say here. Thank you. So now, when SPLA was formed, there was a Nyanya 2 there, and 90-something% of the Nyanya 2 forces were Nuer. But there were not too many, over 30,000. But then, after the defection or the mutiny, it is like in Bor and William Nguyen in Ayut on the 16th of May, 1983, people joined there. And then recruitment started happening. Koryong came through, Jamut came through, Koryong came, hence the formation of SPLA. There was misunderstanding or conflict between the two groups that just moved in, which was headed by Garang and the other group headed by Dr. Bakwaratin, Gaitut, and Abdallah Shua. When they fought, when the fight broke out, and I think got defeated through the help from Mengistu and Mariam because of the ideology. Garang needed the whole Sudan. Meanwhile, the Anyanya 2 folks, they need only South Sudan. Southern Sudan that time, that's what they used to call it. But then Carbino chose Garang, Mengistu Helmariam chose Garang and his group of those of William Nguyen, Carbino, because...
Wilson, can I help you here? Wilson.
Yeah, hang on.
I want to help you now. I want to help you something. That's a help
Yes.
for you. It will help you. I put you ready. That one, you come. I want to give you some information. Look,
Go ahead.
there are something here people are missing up. Akonatin, Guy Truth, and Abdallah Chua, they were not a Nyanya 2. They were called South Sudan Action Movement. All right? Let me tell you who was a Nyanya 2. A Nyanya 2 was Gordon Kongshol. Gordon Kongshol and then Benson Quine. All right? And then the Shulkawa and James Ball. These are the Anyanya. No, hold on. I just want to add it up. These are the Anyanya 2. So here, there were the three camps here.
And Yashigak and Pagan.
No, hold on.
Yes.
And then, no, I will give you. Pagan, Nyashingak, Lokurnya, they were called movement students, and they were based in Buma. First of all, those of Pagan, Nyashingak, Lokurnya, when they went to the Bill farm, they see there's a tribalism. Because those people there, they were all Nuer. So they left. They left Bill farm and they went to Buma. And they called their movement, it's called Movement of a Student. All right? In Bill farm, in Jabal Buma. Here in Adura, where is Gaitut and Akonatin and Abdallah Chua, these are called South Sudan Movement Action. Here in Bukting.
No, hang on, Charles, let me tell you this. What you are doing now is going into detailed information how they came up. But what we knew when the fight broke out, it was a coup.
No, I'm coming now. I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming. How did they just form here? Because I'm just coming now to give you how did they become unite here? Because in fact there were three. Those of Abdallah Shua and Gaitut in Sudan inside, they were underground movement under Garang when they were inside. But Abdallah Shua was sent out, okay, in 82, was sent to go and help if there's something happened in Malakal, so to bring those people back. But Gordon Kong Chol, he refused at all because that guy, he was making himself like a king in that area. He's not fighting anything, but he just get a lot of cows, a lot of wives, and so on. So what happened after the fight erupted? Then now they run as a one, and they perform themselves again too. So go ahead. These are additional to you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, so now we are not saying something different. So I was just taking it from how the fight broke out. So, Anyanya 2 got defeated by Grand Coup, which happens to be SPLA, through the help of Mengistu El Mariam. The reason why is because Garang won the whole Sudan, and Carbino Mengistu shot him because Nimeri was aiding the rebels of Ethiopia. So he wanted actually the person who will get rid of Nimeri, not the person who will just get South Sudan and everything is solved. That's where Mengistu came to good understanding with Garang and helped Garang to settle there, get him some training camp and all the ground for the refugees and all that. Okay? Now, as we speak, remnants of Anyanya 2, some of them joined the Khartoum government under Nimeri. And some of them surrendered to the SPLA. And then from there, most of the new recruits coming in were mostly GM, 90-something% GM. If people talk of Equatoria here, Equatorians, they came late and they were not in huge number, not in large number. Just few numbers. If assault is carried out here by thousands of military personnel on a town in Junub, there will be less than 1,000 Equatorians. Probably 100 or a couple of 100. And that was lately around 91, 92, or 1990, 89. But beforehand, from 83 to that time, it was all Jiang and Nuer. So when people hear this, and Anyanya were there, and they were Nuer and all that, they will say, oh, SPLA was all Nuer. No. It is wrong. I'm not being ignorant of the contribution of Nuer, but this is a known fact. Then in 1991, Riek Machar took some of the Nuer with him. I'm not going into details of what Riek have done, but I'm just focusing on the army. And some Nuer stayed with Garang and William Nguyen. Then from 1992, when we were in Pageri, William Nguyen left again in Shara, 1992. He took again some of Nuer with him, leaving only a few Nuer. And those few Nuer, they left one by one. At the time it was 93, 94, 95, you hardly see Nuer around. Some of them went to Uganda, in a Germany area which is Kerepi. And some of them remained there in Nimule area and all that. Those of James Kong for Ranley. James Kong for Ranley, I had with him on the same table in Gulu when we were in Gulu. He used to come and reside with us at home. He had a few soldiers left with him. By that time he was right, you know. Alkan Bugulu was then as commander. So, the few Katai that came, like Zande background. And sorry, don't forget, you know, around 91, 92, there were some soldiers being trained in Kidipo.
No,
those were Lotuko and Lokora.
We'll go through it. We will lay down that one. It's coming in 2 minutes after that. We're going to go down to Korea and more. We're coming down now. Just wait.
Yeah, you know, you guys will fix that one about the Katai Korea more.
We are coming. We are coming down there. That one it will define you You know where the Dinka and the Nuer. It's coming down. We'll come there.
Yeah, you will go into those details, you know. So what I would like to tell some of the Equatorians here and Nuer folks, when Equatorians say, Nuer was the majority and Nuer folks who have personal interest, they'll just say, yes, that's true. Come on, man. Why are you lying to yourself? You're not lying to others. You're lying to yourself because you know the truth. And you know people will come in and tell you facts. And you will know the fact that even the Equatorians who were in the army, most of them speak in Tongian. They don't speak in Tongnuer. So what does that one tell you? It tells you that they were even assimilated in by Jian. You know? Because they could have even been 0.001% of the army there, the military personnel. So let's not lie to ourselves. You know the truth. If Dinka were left in the army, then how come Equatorians are complaining that our land has been grabbed, people have moved into it, and this and this and this? They would have just checked out the Dinka there. We knew SPLA was fighting three groups.
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. So
we know SPLA were not just fighting Jalaba, we were fighting the Equatorian, we were fighting the Nuer, we were fighting Jalaba too. Three people. Equatorial Defense Forces were the one who recaptured Torit from SPLA in 2002. On the other hand,
it was the Mujahideen, brother.
Not Mujahideen. Those of Martin Kenyi. Did you listen to the BBC talk? Martin Kenyi was always speaking there.
Sabada, the capture of Torit was the reality. Defense force, it was called
Equatorial Defense Forces
under Alfred Ladegori and Kenyi, Marhoop Martin Kenyi. So they captured.
And what happened to Martin Kenyi when he rebelled unnecessarily? He got killed in the bush. In the bush, like a dog, and then they say he was bitten by a snake.
No, Riek Machar did that.
Riek Machar did that, and then they say that he was bitten by a snake.
Okay, Madu, let me give
you high up to now if he stayed in jail. So anyway, Charlie, I'm not trying to dominate, but let me wrap it up.
Yeah, just like because I shoot down there and we give to the rest of the people, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
So, yeah, just 1 minute, brother. 1 minute.
All right, shukran. So with Sabata, if there are some information regarding how Martin Kenyi used to be spokesperson of the Equatorian Defense Forces, you will get it on YouTube, from YouTube. But I used to listen to his voice, and let me tell you, Martin Kenyi, the cousin with our mother, with our boy, Albuguru de Yaurabanida, Mama Lucia, Martin Kenyi is a brother to her. He was a brother to her. So he's not someone far away from me. And I will tell you some of the screenshots I had conversation with him in the past. You will see.
Thank you so much, Madu.
So I know what I'm talking about. You can't protect him from me. I'm supposed to be the one protecting him.
Madu, don't close your pending information.
Thank you. Before I give you, Madu, do you want to say something?
No, go ahead with the line.
Okay, I should come in. Thank you, Madu. And then I come to the thing.
All right, Salam alaikum. Just I want to say some few points that
Achuk?
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it's you. You mute yourself. You mute yourself.
All right. في كلام قالوا سفاري كتير على أساس إن الحكومة بتاع ليميري كان أدى الجنوبيين حقوق بتاعهم في 3 مديريات وأبناء الفارغ الزراعي الإكواتوريا وكان ما بداية نسبة الخلا كلام ده ما حقيقة. لأنه بعد اتفاقية 72 حكومة جنوب السودان كان حكومة قوي شوية، يعني كان إن كان البرلمان بتاعه كان تمام والسيستم بتاعه كان ماشي كويس. لما الشماليين يعرفوا بين جنوب وقاعد في وان بودي الوي قاعد فوق ده، هم ممكن يعملوا حاجة للشمال، فقاموا جو ودخلوا في الجنوبيين وقسموا جنوب السودان لثلاثة مدريات. والكلام ده ما جاء ثاني، الكلام ده التقسيم ده جاء بعد اللقاء بين صادق المهدي وأحزاب السياسية مع الميري، وده كان شرط قدام المصالح الوطنية اللي كان مع الشماليين على أساس ياخذوا نرجعوا ونكونوا معك. أنت حاول تشوف موضوع بتاع الجنوب كما يكون قاعد تسليم واحد في الحكومة بتاع الجنوب ده، ده بشكل خطر على السودان على حكومة الشمال. فعشان كده قام جاب موضوع التقسيم بتاع الجنوب لثلاثة مدريات بالمساعدة من الجنوبيين أنفسهم. ده واحد. نمرة اثنين بتاعه في كلام قال يعني بين بلديات شال أو بان وقع اتفاقية عدل قام شال الحكومة من جوزيف لاغو وقبل الأدن بتاع خرطوم. فالتاريخ لو نقدر نتكلم التاريخ ما نتكلموا الخطوط في محله. The history we got tell the history but in the right way. فالحاجة اللي في مستيك حصل في اتفاقية 72 والمستيك اللي حصل ده يخلي جون جرن يكون حريص في اتفاقية بتاع ناباشا. لما وقعوا اتفاقية 72 بين لابو وحكومة بتاع الميري، يعني ما في إشارة على أساس بين الرئيس بتاع العنان 1 هو حيكون أو الرئيس بتاع جنوب السودان بعد اتفاقية 72. يعني وقع اتفاقية بتاع سلامة مستعجلين وناس دخلوا جوا. فإن اتفاقية 72 1972 فوقه شبابيك كان مفتوح، يعني كان في فقرات قانونية. فكلام الفقرات القانونية كان موجود في الاتفاقية ده خلى الميري مثلا هو يختار مثلا الزول هو بيشوف مثلا أقرب له، يا ممكن ما جاء فوق من الاختيار بتاع أبلير استمر فترة بتاع سنة ولا سنتين، وجنوبين عملوا ده وقام شالوه لعبوا جتان وكان بيقام رجع نمرة 2 لحد ما جت التسليم بتاع 82. ده النقطة ده أقوله. النقطة الثانية التمرد بتاع 1983 في عقوبة ونوفي أيوت في بور، يعني من المفترض التمرد يكون في ماي حسب الكلام ده. كان جدا واحد ولد الدكتور محمد الكيت الله يرحمه كان قال فلوريدا، كان واحد من الناس الحركة الإرهابية كمان يعني فهو كان قال يا أخي التمرد كان المفروض كان يحصل في مناطق كان حرسهم يحصل فوق التمرد، يعني مثلا في الشرق.
لا أويل
كان المفروض كان يكون في أويل.
انفجار supposed to happen in August. Now Caribbean they were to be arrested. Now they were to be captured. So there is no another choice.
It's supposed to be August. It's supposed to be August. لكن ما في أنا أجا جنبه فكان المفروض كان يحصل في أويل ويحصل في توريد وإيفن في حامل بتاع جوبا. لكن حصل شنو؟ حصل المعلومات
اللي أشوف المفروض يكون أويل and then supported by Juba and Kapoy
التوريد. لكن حصل يعني المعلومات قام طلع برا للنميري منه جاء صادف المشاكل الموجودة كان في عيوت وفي عيوت وفي بور. بتاع عيوت كان في موضوع بتاع المرتبات وفي بور كان في موضوع بتاع المرتبات. بقت في مشاكل حاصل في حامتين. فلما بقى طبعوا كاربينو على اساس يجيبوا له تحديات، فكاربينو قام رفض. كاربينو لما حصل نفسه بين في عيوت الموقع بتاعه في عيوت غير عامل، فقام طلع من عيوت وفشله وقال حتى بور. لما جاء بور كان قائد بتاع الحامي في بور كان ما بيقول له الغير منيل.
لا كاربينو كان ما في عيوت، كاربينو كان في
فشلان في بور. Alirmagari was captain.
Alier was a captain in Bor, but he's still under Carbino.
But Jam Deng Chanko said Aglir Mangadi was asked them to Carbino. You see,
No.
Sudan, there's tribalism.
No.
Carbino was major.
Yeah, let's go to the topic. Let's go to the topic, guys. Go ahead. Go ahead. No. Wilson. Yeah, I should go ahead. I mean, we just, you see, we moderator, when we see something wrong, we will put it back. Yeah. So go on. Hold on there. Hey, hold on there, Kamis. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and shoot.
Anyway, الكابينة من جمع الفشلة لما كان جاء في حانة بتاع فوق وحانة ملوان الشاهد كان في كابتن بيقول له اليار منهاري قولنا اليار منهاري ده كان كابتن. فالمشاكل ناس تطورت وبقى في ناس كثير بتاع جوا كان بيجوا وبقى في المتابعات وبقى في باخر كان جاي بتاع خرطوم بتاع الجيش ده تعملوا كده قاعد تقول لما كان بواخر الجيش. هنا بيجي في مشكله في جنجولي وفي بور بالتحديد. ف كاربينو يتك اوفر لانه هو كان رايد كمان والير كان الير ما كان يريد فترتيب العسكري. فكاربين طبعا بيكون اعلى من الير. المحله يا بدا فوق الشراب بتاع الحق. فاحنا في جوبا قاموا رسلوا رايد. الرايد كان رسل الاول رسلوا رايد يقولوا الخميس المباوع ده رايد يقتلوها في بور في رايد.
وكان مقدم
وكان مقدم خميس
وكان مقدم كان خميس يقتلوه يلا رسلوه هنا
بعد ما قتلوا خميس قاموا رسلوا دمنة كاتيانو. باي ذا واي يا دمنة كاتيانو يعني الله يرحمه لكن دمنة كاتيانو يعني ليه دور كبير عشان يعمل صيف للمواطنين ذاته. يعني هو جاب وور ثالث لكنه ليه دور كبير عشان المواطنين ما يتركوه. فدمنة كاتيانو يعني قدر يعمل كنترول للجيش كان جاي معه. وده الزمن زاده قبل كان موجود يعني قبل كان موجود في لانبار في حامل بتاع لانبار. فانا متذكر لما كنا مرينا نحن طلعنا من البور داون مشينا للبايدي ونحن ماشيين لاتجاه الناصر نحن مرينا في الحته ده. الجيش كان ما ضربه لانه كان في كنترول. جرمن كان موجود قبل كان موجود.
For your information, if you go to the history of the underground movement, Dominic Cassiano was one of the officers.
Yep. Yeah, Dominic Cassiano موجود.
So Dominic Cassiano, he knows what's going on.
Yep.
What's going on.
فدومينيك كاسيانو يعني له دور كبير عشان يعمل صيف اللايف بتاع حتى لما كانت له اوردر لدومينيك كاسيانو بعد ما الناس طلعوا قال يا اخي امشوا ورا الناس. فاول لما كان طلع من البور مع القوه بتاعه ده مش عمل شيء بتاعه كده بقول له انا كده ابدا بور ماشي الاتجاه بتاع كده. ففي كده
كان وقف في اللانبار هنا.
يا وقف افتر لانبار في اللانبار قاعد بيقول له قاعد يوم لو مشي هناك قام مش عمل الجيش كما كنت يعني ما داير خلي الجيش يمشي ورا ال 104 ولا 105 كان طلع في بور ويمشي ورا المواطنين يشتغلوا هناك. عمل كما كنت يمك لايك 2 days or 3 days لحد ما الجماعه طلعوا. ده حاجه هنا في التاريخ كثير ما ناس الحركه الشعبيه يعني ما هم برامج الناس يعني في عندك معقول الطاقه كان من الناس المؤسسين في ضباط كثير لكن حاجات طبعا بيجي حصل استجال فالسيفتي بتاعهم الجماعه قام سكتوا والناس اللي كانوا قاموا طلعوا ومشوا. فده نقطه ممكن دار اضيفها. لكن الحركه الشعبيه يعني بنشكر الحركه الشعبيه لانه الحركه الشعبيه خلت البلد تكون موجوده حاليا يوصل بجد الجمهوريه حقنا وجنوب السودان. فلو في اخطاء حصلت الحكومه ده جانب ثاني في difference between the government and the movement. فالموفمنت الحركه الشعبيه يعني عمل دور كبير يعني وطلع البلد.
And that's why we are focusing for you know.
Yeah.
I know there's a failure, but we are focusing. But you know, sometimes even in America, you appreciate the gift.
Yep.
You know, it can be appreciated. You know, yeah. So this is what we are focusing here. We are focusing on the arms in order to give them the prize.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm ماشي للنهايه بتاعه. في النهايه طبعا اتفاقيه 72 شباب اجريمنت كان بعد اتفاقية 72 لما جاوا وقع اتفاقية هم بقى مصرين على اساس ياخذ الرئيس بتاع الحركه الشعبيه الموقع من جانب بتاع الاتفاق ده باشا 2005 هو يكون الرئيس بتاع حكومه جنوب السودان. ليه عمل الكلام ده؟ عشان ما يدخل خرطوم ثاني عشان يجيب الزول ثاني مثلا زي ما كان جاب ابل في حركه لاغو. ده اتفاق. فالاتفاق 72 كان فوق كان شبابي كان فاتح عشان كده اللي ميري حتى شنو حدث فتره. لكن بجد اتفاق 72 برضه like 10 years from 1972 to 1982 كلا 10 years الجنوب كان مستقر وكان في development وكلا 10 years another 10 years يوم جهزوا حركة شعبية على الفوق. فده كلام أنا أقول طبعا التاريخ كثير طبعا يقول يحكي لكن في أنت لو دار تقول التاريخ أنت تحاول تذكر المواقع اما بتعليق الدينكا والنوير كثير في الحركه الشعبيه. ده حاجه بسيط لانه هو كان بفور هو كان في ايون مجرد كانوا دينكا وكانوا نوير. حتى كان الاوفيسر السيد اوفيسر بتاع SPLA كانوا دينكا لكن داخل الدينكا كان تلقى مجرد كان من فوق ومجرد كان تلقاه من لون نوير وكان تلقاه من هذا الناقد. ليه؟ لانه الناس كان طلعوا شنو اول لكن في 84 85 86 في جماعه من بعد خجال وفي جماعه من السوايه والحركه يعني بدا شنو؟ بدا يطلع في القبات بتاع بيجي راجع قبات يعني بيجي فاموس. فانوي الترتيب بتاع الجيش الشعبي يو بدا بتاع 104 105 106 ده اللي يقوم بتاع الحركه الشعبيه ياسسوا الحركه الشعبيه وده ياو جيش نواب بتاع الجيش. فانا ما بعرف حتى انا بفتح تسالكم حتى 104 و105 لسه موجودين لانه ده هيستوري. لو الهيستوري بتاعك تمام ما بيشيل برا يعني لو في جيبي جنوب السودان في المستقبل الكبير المفروض
104 105 104 105
ويلسون
104 105 they are physical around in South Sudan, but you will never find an entire battalion, Katiba campment, woman full of the body. Because when you went to cadet, and then you know that Kuri, and then numbers come down until 1983 for all those years, 37 years now, majority of them are dead. There's some left, they are soldiers, they are generals. So battalion called 105, 104, 106. Ali, no, not anymore battalion. Katiba Kamil, Kulub Bubadin, Mushadrin, Wydad, and Moktelas. I can't but human beings who are still alive from those three battalions, historical in the beginning of movement, are still alive.
But
they are not in a good condition. Some of them right now, they are not in a good condition. Some of them now become civilians.
No, الحاجة the one I mean like حتى لو جمال ما نبي موتوا لازم يمشوا.
Yeah, they should make another three battalions.
الكتاب يكون موجود. That's what I mean. Yeah, حتى زي ناس تايجر ومورمور we don't take them out. لأن they're part of the history.
Because Tiger,
ممكن نقول كتايجر ومورمور وكازوك وجماعة الكتاب يكونوا موجودين في الجيش.
Tiger right now dominates in the army of South Sudan and politics of South Sudan right now. Tiger is the battalion of President Kiir. Mia Arba, they are John Garang. When John Garang was taken from war to America, it was Bata Modafat, John Garang. Come to America. Mia Arba, 104, that's the battalion of John Garang himself. When John Garang come outside, and then Carbino is the one in charge in 104 and 105. But Carbino was stationed in Bibor. Bibor is in between Pachala and Bor. So Carbino was a commander. Is stationed in Bibor, give order to Pachala, give order in Bor town. But John Garang was still commander even when he came to America to obtain PhD, he was still commander of 104.
Okay, let's give chance to Sabada. Do you have something before I go to this?
I want to correct one thing here. Let me correct this.
No, John Garang, hold on, guys. Sabata say something. We don't want to bother you. Tongjang will come. Will come, Tongjang. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Sabata.
What I want to say is this. With respect to somebody was saying somewhere earlier that the Seniafi history wanted to be related with Suala Seniafi, or the credit where there were many, just a sheet of the. Well, there is a video that is going viral with that younger, and in the video he did say, at the beginning of the movement, it was actually where who came at a very huge amount in the beginning. Then he continued by saying, and then the more came in, people from Barazal, and then the Nuba Mountains, Equatorians, all those came late at a later time.
Equatorian comes first before Nuba Mountains.
Yeah, before Nuba Mountains, correct. Now, this is based on what Derek said. I really don't know why which ones are maybe the weak ones. I don't know the importance of that. But, it's that, I will leave it right there. But I just want to mention the speaker, Al-Kalam, the Zol wala Zolen, before me, who spoke about Fushula with that agreement and caused the movement with that SPLA to come out. You see, when you look at
don't just turn off your mic. Don't just your mic is on.
When you look at the YouTube, it's a ton of videos with Garang. He spoke about the fundamental problems that constituted actually the reasons that SPLM coming out, and he talked about the fact that the Hakuma with Khartoum is trying to establish what is called the Islamic Arab State. Basically, he corrected and said he's talking about Islamic State to the exclusion of those who are not Muslims, okay? And so when you hear
Aromakur, the debate is going on in Clubhouse. So if you want to come in here on live or lecture media, that will be fine. I will send you the link to come in.
Yes, there are people who are not Muslims. But as a matter of fact,
so let me know. I will send you a link, Aromakur, and I will. You can come to lecture media, and then I will let your voice heard in Clubhouse.
Which year? September, which year?
September.
Which year? Oh, okay, which 2000, year?
Yeah, the 2000, 1983.
Hey, hold on, guys.
No,
I link on the comment side, just click it and come on up.
Yeah. September. Go ahead, Sabata. Sabata, go ahead.
Yes, what I'm saying is, 1983, Sharia was not implemented at that time. So that actually...
that's why I say September. That's why I'm going to September.
Well, yeah, you said September. I think you didn't mention the year. But
no, 1983.
1983.
Yeah, 83, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, in 1983, Sharia was not implemented. You knew that, right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And then when you look at in YouTube videos, he focused on the idea that what constituted the fundamental problems of the Sudan is the fact that Hakuma Bitat Shamal is trying to build what is called an Islamic State. And then up in 1983.
I hope you can click that link. Link the tower on common side, you click, you can able to join. And anybody too, anybody.
الرئيس اسماعيل الغسحري قال انا اعالج نفسي ان الدوله دولة عربية إفريقية إسلامية. الخطاب ذاته الخطاب بتاع الأزهري. لا اسمع كلامي. المشكله من الازهري لما رفع العلم بتاع السودان قال انه انا بعلم انه السودان دوله عربيه اسلاميه افريقيه.
Elijah Jacob, can you connect your camera with microphone?
Did not exist. Nimeri did not run the Democratic Republic of Sudan under Islamic principles. It was complete liberal principles. He had even separation of the state and religion. It was not one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, the point I'm trying to make here is, we should not relate failure with Addis Ababa to the cause of the uprising.
Okay, no problem, Rob. You can try. You can able to figure it out.
We did not even mention anything about failures with Addis Ababa actually. So I'm basically stating that. Now I want to conclude by what Wall has said. Is Wall here? I don't see Wall.
Yeah.
Hello, Peter. Can you open your camera?
Yeah. Wall earlier said, the impression that Wall gave is that the SPLM or the SPLA army who have went out to fight.
Elijah Jacob, can you connect your camera with your mic, and then I can able to bring you up.
He also said that he does not even value a citizen like me, because I don't value their work. I wish he was here. I wanted to tell him this. Garang himself.
But Sabara is not here, so who will take that message?
No, but it's very important for all the people who have participated in the movement.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Garang himself said that, Asakir, in when he was lecturing them in moral orientation, Al Assassino, this military power that we have, we should be able to transform it in order to bring economic development. Because if a shoot a sharp bill, if you're not able to provide for them services, they will prevail as National Islamic Front. I'll be diploma service. You see, Garang himself knew that. He said it because he understands the psychology of a person. All right. Well, I'm going to from a standpoint with that citizen who have seen the services that have been provided to me by earlier regimes compared to the services that is provided today. Under this regime, Al-Assad, we are praising their armies. Okay, Al-Assassini Jablena, because we took our land back from the Shamaliin. The truth is, Shamaliin Zatoma Chal. In any case, it was just administration. It was just Idarian. I think they did not actually physically come and started occupying or taking land. No. أراضي بتاعت قبائل بتاعت على النيل فادوا للجمادل تبع بحر الغزال فادوا لناس بحر الغزال وتايكوتوريان فادوا لإيكوتوريا. So it was still our land. It was only that we called ourselves Sudanese at that time, not South Sudanese. So it was just administrative. Yeah. So I'm concluding here.
Yeah, Sabata. Ita ka tuloy no ajala tan ma shalo Arabic Junub Sudan. Inda fi Juba. Inda hay ismu Hajjalaba. الهجلابة دول كانوا الموجودين في المدينة. لا أنا ما استنى أسمع خليك أسمع كلامي. فيها هجلابة في جوبا استنى. فيها هجلابة في جوبا. وفيها هاي ملكان وفيها هاي ملكية وفيها هاي كوسي. الأحياء دول أسمع كلامي. الأحياء دول حتى اليوم هسه حاليا في عرب عندهم فيهم بيوت والبيوت دول من زمان أخذوا الأراضي دول.
اسمع
انت بتتكلم تاج انا قاعد في جوبا اسمع كلامي استنى اسمع كلامي انا في جوبا يعني لفيت مناطق كثير في جوبا وانا متاكد يعني في جوبا لو جينا احتمال انا لفيت في جوبا اكثر منك في احياء بتاع جوبا وفيها المديريه وفيها شنو وعندك السينما دول كلهم كان قاعدين في جلابه حتى اليوم في اوراق موجودين مسجل باسم جلابه وديل شالهم من زمن الحكومه السودانيه وعندنا كمان في كان قاعد في بربوع ودمنه كان قاعد يقعد في جوبا. انا قدامك ده اسمعني انا كنت قاعد مع الأمدة بتاع البلدية بتاع جوبا في عام 72 كلن أمدة كلن أصلا أنت لو مشيت حي ملكال سألت كلن دي بتلقاه كلن ده كان أمدة في سنة 72 في جوبا ده صديقي أنا.
أسمعني very careful, okay? أنا كان قاعد في جوبا من أوقات حكومة 1970. حي ملكال قاعد هناك من بدري. حي كوسي قاعد هناك من بدري. حي جلابا قاعد هناك من بدري. عشان انت بتتكلم ده جلابه ده تشيلوا محلات ده بتوع كلام ده ما اجري في جلابه وما كتير في كومبير جلابه جنوبيين القاعدين في جلابه جنوبيين اكثر في جلابه بالستين those are business people عندهم سوق في ملكيه دافعين في ملكيه they come وزمان ده كان في حكومه بتاع regional autonomy cooperative in the south when they acquire lands وكتير منهم قاعدين كان في at their own they probably bought it but they also do it through the system, through the legal system. So the statement al assassino, the Arab Ashiru, Arab Sanas, Masha, those people are business people. And there has never been any instituted policy, Al Galea Hukuma Bitat Shamal.
Sabara.
I'm sorry, brother. I don't know. Can you try to download the click the link and then
are you still proud of the
try to follow the direction how to join it if you have a smartphone like iPhone and any other
that's your last question.
you can able to connect it
I'm not proud. I will only be
and then when you connect you will see that it will ask you to connect your camera with your mic and then you can be able to come into the studio.
The people they fought after were getting mistreated, then they stand with the people. Even including Jesha, the Khartoum, Dola Kalkan, work of Manas, Saman Shah, Kansala, Muzaharat. These are people, these are military people who understand the concept of defending a country, defending a constitution. Like, yeah, to Jesha, I will be happy with that the Junub Sudan. When they are all lawyers,
Sabara, don't mix it up. We are not talking about the leadership right now.
Charles, the meaning like this.
Yeah, we are not talking. He knows the truth. But you want to avoid it.
Charles.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Sabat.
Let Tongjiang come. Tongjiang come on.
Tongjiang انت مختلف بتاريخ بتاع الاسئله من 83 لحد 2006 هل انت let me do like this. Let we just give one person to talk to finish this point. Very simple. Sabata, the problem of Sabata is that we know in South Sudan our army are dragged into politics. Even when a citizen tries to say something, they intimidate it because they are used, and that's not their job. Sabata, for condemning South Sudan, should not be independent. It should not be exist. History of South Sudan will judge him, and his opinion. No one can condemn him, but cannot telling people that we are stupid, embracing independence of South Sudan. Is the one thing had to be said. But SPLM also, I want you guys to separate yourself from SPLM. SPLM is not Denka army. It's not Nuer army. It's not Equatorial army. It's an SPLM. Someone criticized them, let them criticize them. SPLM criticized system of Khartoum. That's why SPLM take up guns. SPLM is only voice. If you have something complaint, you have to register it through SPLM. But tribalism dominating SPLM, like myself, I'm SPLM. I have 3 bullets in me. And when I criticize SPLM, there are some Denga, they don't know the difference between Denga and SPLM. That's my problem. There are some people call themselves loyal. Loyal to who? SPLM is army of South Sudan. They can make mistakes and they can be criticized. And even an SPLM is the government of Kir should be criticized, but do not put tribe in. Kir title called president is not a Denga tribe title. It's a political title. It's an army title. people have right to criticize Kir, but there's no way you can come here. If someone don't like Denka, you should go direct and attack Denka tribe. Denka tribe will deal with you. But to attack Kir, members of Denka tribe, they should not come and defend Kir, because there is no title called president in Denka tribe. And that is my point. Sabata, there will be one day him himself or someone from Equatoria will take over South Sudan, and someone in Equatoria take over South Sudan that time like Lago, and things went wrong. Garang, if Garang was alive, Garang, I don't need to defend Garang. Garang have his own mouth, and Garang knows. If you argue with Garang, you're not going to win argument, because Garang is armed mentally and physically. He can debate with you. Not going to kill you, not a violent thing. He can win. You know what he's doing. Yon Garang, there is no way Yon Garang, SPLM, when SPLA was found in 1983, is to defend agreement of Lago was destroyed. And brother Abur, brother Achu, Abilalier was in a cartoon. He's not a rebel. When John Garang died, an agreement is agreement. When John Garang died, you did not went there to bring Pagana mom or somebody. People go through Sicily clear, but SPLM and political of SPLM. That's why Kir take over. If Khartoum seen that time Lago was wrong, they should say that you and Nyanya want bring another person. You should not bring a Belalier or Garfogwal. And that's why I say it was a coup. This was the truth. It was a coup. Why, if Lago become incompetent, why you do not bring a Nyanya one? Why you bring a Belalier, which is a Khartoum agent? And I'll continue saying it. Because a Belalier was not a Nyanya. And Nyanya made agreement with you. When Garang died, Kir took over because he's the second man to Garang. Why Khartoum did not bring someone else, someone from Khartoum to implement the CPA? So my brother, when I say something, I said it and I defended what I said. That's the fact. If you respect when John Garang died, Kir take over. If you don't like Lago, why you don't dismiss him with another Nyanya one? So you try to defend a Belalier because he's a Denka, and I'm Denka, you are Denka. There's no way. Case Mabo, South Sudan have nothing to do with the tribe. Anyanya is Anyanya, like SPLA. When Garang died, Kir take over. If you don't like Lago, should the Anyanya one take over? The Unity of Lago should take over. Thank you. Sabata, I'm sorry I took your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sabata, conclude. No, Sardine.
I'm done.
Yeah,
Thank
you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, all right.
You can drop me now.
Okay, yeah, Nasruddin, but it's about go to add all there. They for me the guy there. Mad, they no kalam. Let him just then take a question. Yeah, so Anton Young is a guy. Yeah, then come in. Can you contribute?
Before then come in, Charles, there are people who are very interesting in Facebook, and they will join me in the studio. When somebody wants to talk, I will let you know, and then we'll bring him in. Okay. Then you can go ahead.
Then come in. Nasruddin, come on. This guy may be at work. I don't know. Okay, he's palm up. Nasruddin, he palm. Okay, then come in. Go ahead. So Nasruddin.
For those of you who are watching, if you want to weigh in on this topic, let me know. Just click the link and come and join me in the studio, and I will give you a chance to weigh in the topic, and the people in Clubhouse will listen to you.
بالنسبه للكلام بتاع هو بيقول عليه 72 كانت اتفاقيه كافيه. والكوريا نفس الناس تم هذا من الشماليين ولسبب عندهم حقوق لكن ما كانت كافيه. وانا الكلام ده قالوا سؤال منفسهم في كاتب مشهور اسمه شوقي بدري هو في السويد حاليا هو من بابكر بدري هذول الرايد في مجال التعليم في السودان. رفاع دي. فشنو بدنا نتكلم عن انه في مشروع بتاع فواكه وبن وشاي اتعمل في الغرب الاستوائيه في الشاملي ولا سموير واحد من المدن. المشروع ده كبير جدا. المشروع ده جاء نتيجه لتعويض السودان في الحرب العالميه بعد ما خلاص الحرب العالميه انتهت. ففي ناس كثيرين عوضوهم. السودان كان عوضوه وتم من المشروع ده. المشروع ده مسكنه كان كله جلابه. يعني اللي اسمه الدول اللي جابت تعويض اختارت انه يعملوا هناك مشروع في السودان، لكن في الحقيقه مسكوا جلابه. وكان الموظفين وحتى العاملين ذاتهم جلابه، ما في جنوبي شغال. في جنوبي بيشغلوا من السلقيمه، اللوكال امبلوي. كان الجنوبيين بيشغلوا من السلقيمه، وده في بلدهم. المشاريع دي كلها مسكنه كان جلابه فقط. ومن زمانك يعني الشماليين كانوا بينظروا للجنوبيين انه الجنوبي بيشغلوا من السلقيمه، يعني النظره بتاعت الجنوب. بعدين بالنسبه لمشروع الدوله الاسلاميه اللي هو رفضوا انه الشريعه الاسلاميه تم اعلانها بعد السودان بدأوا يمارسوا السياسه بالنسبه للدين الطائفيه دي شنو؟ حتما الفضل المهدي. هم اقرب للاسلام السياسي من الكيزان. هم بس ما قاعدين يقولوا بس. ف زي ما اقول راسه اشار لانه قرن كان فاهم القيمه الماشي، كان عارف ده كان هيحصل، خصوصا بعد انه الشيوعيين ما قدروا كلهم يتوافقوا مع نميري ومع الترابي مع الميثاق جو قريبين مع نميري وعملوا مواد اتفاق وكلام ده كله. عارف ده الحدث هيحصل. فالدوله اصلا كانت دوله اسلاميه عربيه. الاسلاميين ناس البشير اعلنوا الحاجه دي، اعلنوا ابن ولا عملوا حاجه اضافيه زي ما عملوا نميري الشريعه الاسلاميه. فده كان بيحصل. هتشوف قبل كان كلام والناس كلها ركزت عليه بتاع انه الاغلبيه في الحركه الشعبيه كان هم يعني ناس علنيين، وده شيء طبيعي. لكن الاغلبيه دي ما لا تكون في الكثير من
انا جاي هسه فوق، جاي هسه للدين. انا نازل جاي هسه. اوكي.
نقول راينا نخليه.
لا اجيب.
In the beginning of SPLM, majority of people are from Upper Nile, whether Denka, whether Nuer. Clan Demapi dispute. Even majority of the troop when you count Denka and Nuer they were majority. I don't know why people are crying for this. Majority of people in SPLA in 1983, majority of them they are from Alamein. Even when we come, when Koryom, we from Barkazal, we are not very many. In a Tiger, himself, Barkazal are not very many. Majority of them are Alamein. So I don't know why.
Yeah, that's good, Tony Jan. Tony Jan, come on, it's the question going. Yeah, it's going to you now. I think you would. I just want you to talk about it more about it. Okay, Tony Jan. Now we finished that one. Now we're going down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we see Tiger himself. Taban they how can what else and yeah. They are kind of too, and they don't have a gun. So when SPLM when those Qatar they came 106, 105, and then they trained in Jammus. And then the tiger was given to Salva Kiir, going to Fashala, to capture Fashala. And then Ramaphosa was given Timsa to go capture Dibor. All right? Here, you have Twetwet, the woodcutter, was given to Daniel when I was going to Bargazar. All right? You have a Bushok, given to Nyako Denanya, going to Alanil. You have a Zulum, Daniel Denalon, okay? Then you have Katiba United, Egan was given to Ringmacha. Okay, Tommy John, those battalions I counted them. I'll tell you, who are those majority of those battalions? Tommy John. Tommy John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me start like this. Let me break it down. There are names and there are numbers. So we want to identify majority come out in numbers. So let me examine from numbers. Let we stop from Jammus to Tiger to Start to Korea to more.
And then more stop there. Yep.
Yeah, let we stop those things back. Yeah. Let we start from Mir Hamza. Because Mia Osita, they become officers.
Officers, yep.
Yeah, they become officers of SPLM. When they become the batch, they are what deal with Mir Bamir Hamza. 106, they are taking all those officers and they're putting Mir Bamir Hamza. Mir Bamir Hamza and Nyanya 2 were already 20,000. When division happened between Kwada Tim and Guy Tut and Jongarang with his group, Netnagulu attacker Jake Sudani. Jake Sudani, Jongarang, Carbino, Arafon, and all these, those are Jake Sudan, not William Nyon, not France, not Salpakir, not Arafon. They are group of Jongarang. Not Peter Panamta in Tieng, not Who, not Wilson Kurcho, those are the Sudanese army, not the Little Mangati. Those are group of Jongarang. Group of Anyanya 2, they are Anyanya 1. Are all mentality. Akona Tamayen, Gaitu, Abdallah Chwal, Gordon Kongshol, Benson Pine Largiot, those are groups. Pagana Mom and Yachigab Yachuluk, they were students. They left 1979 and they formed Nyanya 2. After when Inglab happened in Oktober 1975, any rebel in South Sudan, they called themselves Nyanya 2 because Nyanya 1 failed already. Agreement has been dismantled. It was called Nyanya 2. Even when in Fujar happened in the war, they were saying Nyanya 2 happened, second revolutionary again. So people went to Ethiopia and then started Nyanya 1. SPLA. Majority come in here, 104, 105, 106. You remember when those people went to Ethiopia and then division happened and people started quarreling over leadership? There were a lot, somewhere they go with Abdallah Chola and Gaitu when people fight, and somewhere left with John Garang. John Garang put them in Medan. People say, why do you want to put those people who are nowhere they're going to rebel with God? John Garang say, MC, and my leaders, there were Denkers. When John Garang says this, doesn't mean there were no Denkers. There were Denkers, but there were not majority. In Mir Hamza and 106, there were not majority. They were all nowhere, Jama. Then we accept the fact here. Situation start changing. Because then that they were only in Sudanese armed forces, those weren't there. And where they were there in Nyanya 2 already, they were in Bilfam already, in 20,000 numbers. So at the time, Nyanya 2, SPLA was formed. 104, 105, 106, they were all promoted to be Gobat, and they were put near Mir Hamza to defend only Yetang and Bilfam. And then Jamus was put in Medan. Jamus, majority of Jamus, Denga and where they should be equal. Because the students left from board, they become Jamus, not Yongria, not Mainpol, not Majong Manya, not Dia Jiao Jiao. So those are all the students, including Naguya Deng, including not Jamuzot Mike, and not the Pagan. So that's Jamus. Jamus, they are non-Sudanese armed forces. They were not the Sudanese armed forces. They were Sudanese activist students. So majority of them, they're still upper night. Then they are not, still not very many in Jamus. Then Jamus, at the time, in very beginning of SPLA, Katib al-Wahid, one battalion, is 1,224 plus Katiba, 1,225. That's the Jamus. So the numbers would be equal in the Jamus because they're all students. When the might fight during war, yes. But nearby, majority of them are nowhere. Because Sudanese armed forces, when they left war, they were not all 1,000. They were not complete Katiba. When war break out in the war, nearby, they not all went to Bush. Some of them left in, and some took up. The same thing in the Ayod, some remained inside and some took up. And then when people go there, Miyarba was failing to reach 1,500 because there was no 1,200 in Sudanese left with the Yuan in Ayod and left with Kanbira in the board. No. maybe 300, maybe 200, and some left remain there because there are other tribes like Equatorial, like Shilluk, like Nuba. They not go with Carbino. They were there, so they left in. Majority studied in the Mia or Mia Hamza. Nuer, there were very many. Maybe 400, one Katiba, 400 Nuer, and 200 Denga. So majority is still there. One Katiba, one battalion have 6 Koi, 6 Saraya, 3 Ura, 3 Sadza, and 3 Wahid into Miten. Miten Warba, every 3 from 3 Ura, 3 Sadis. 204 جماعة 17 فصيلة 51 سرية واحد 204 4 فصال 51 4 فصال سرية واحد is 104. So that's what happened. Near comes to Nuer as scale. Even Denga 300, maybe Nuer 400 to some, 300 and some. Katiba Wahed. If Nuer 400, Denga might be 300. Whether Denga in Upper Nile, whether Denga in Upper Nile, it's near Nuer that's still majority. In the Jammus, things start changing. When people fought, guys who fought with John Garang, and then a lot of people went back to Khartoum. Now the Quad team was kicked out in the Bill farm. Now the guys who now the Galaichwal, Nuer they not joined SPLA. Koryom come into SPLA. When Koryom come, majority of Koryom are Dengue. Basically, Jonglei, entire Jonglei. We Barkazal, we were like 300 in the entire Koryom. And I'm in Koryom. We only people of Barkazal were only 300 in Koryom. And majority of them, they are from Lagos State, from Europe. That's where majority is. We are all about Peter Kong Jaldam and more, Kulakiban one Kulek Medan Ko Shatlat. More, you venture Arpa. Tegichar comes and one look at the like Walker. So Koryom, the majority, Eden, Jongle, Jongle, large city. Kula 2 battalions, Katab Karo, Katiba Bilfa Mindurahama, Katiba Deed. Those are from Panaru. That's many Koryom. And Koryom, all 14 battalions, almost 20,000, 3,000 to 4,000 are Denga Apadam. And 16,000 is Denga Jonglei. And when you divided this, there are a long way and Gawar and a little bit of Nasser and Shuluk Cobra, Katiba Cobra, predominant Shuluk. There was 4 Saraya come one, about Saraya come almost 400, well at more or less. That's what Katiba Agrab was giving to Nyashigag Nyashuluk. And predominant Agrab battalions are from Tweed East. Agrab, Zindia, Lion, Rice are from Tweed East. Rhino is from Bor South. Katiba Lion, Bor South. Aquila Mayun from Bor South. Katiba Alpen from Bor South. And rest of the battalion like that. That's where majority come in. More, there are some Nuer from Bentiu, from Juk Bentiu. That's the goal when we react my chart with me when I went to Bentiu. After I left India in a couple, I went with React my chart. When I was out of React my chart, went to Bentiu. Goal majority of them are Nuer. Sri Karo, Apanam Panaru. Because in more when they say Katab going down, they call it by district. Gol is Mayom, Ler, Biumno, Pariam. They have Gulumatria Bentiu. Gol all Walat Bentiu. They say Nino Auzin Walat Bentiu, Ler, Mayom, Pariam, Biumno. And that's what it's called. Like more, they say twig. I will. Gogrial, and Tweed District, and Abia, 4. That's the one with the winner. But you can get officers from different parts of Barakazal, officer Michael Cadet, Dabe. They are from Lake State, from Tony, from Bumbek, from Yuru, in Churchway, or an Jazz, or an Amini, or an Dabta Sam. They are, but Masha troops are from Gogrial, Awil, Tweed District, and Abia. And then in the Lake State, they say Tony, Schweibet, Rumbek, Yuru. That's Gulu Shap. Gulu B, Uneran. B is the same as Gogrial, Awil, Abia, and Tweed. That's the Alcativa B. The same thing to Neran. The same thing to Eagle. The same thing to Bashir. Because northern part of Barakazal, during the Moralin destroyed that area. Mading Awul Tweed Mayadi and all this. Even we Tweed Mayadi, we are too many in more than Gogrial. Because Moralin was not in Gogrial. Moralin devastated Mading Awul and Abia and Tweed Mayadi. Gogrial, they just took off to join the rebellion. People who are educated. But in Tweed Mayadi, Mading Awul, when you have a cow, all your cow are taken, your children are taken. So you don't have no choice. That's why we were too many. In a Koryop, when the 1984, when people said, 1983, when people said the fighting break out in the war. And that's why children of Yurul, they joined Koryop. That is in here, a lot of Yurul. And Rhino went with Makura, Lawyer, and Pagana Mom. Because a lot of children of Yurul, what happened in the war, they hear it. Koryom, majority people who are Barakazal 300. If you can't have people of northern Barakazal, Madinga, Ula, and Mayadi, we were like 50. But majority of them, like 300 to 400, are from Europe, a Lake State. Agar, a little bit of Agar, but predominant is Lake State, Aliap, and Europe, entire Europe. Change Maniel or whoever apart. That's what all this. Tiger Tumsara also at the time, while at Europe there are too many, not Marial Chanwang, not Yanapil, not Stellar, not all that, not Marial Noor. Because Europe in the Barakazal and Jonglei is a river dividing them. And those people there have intermarriage are close. It's like Tweed Mayadit and we have border. So this is what majority come in. Majority in the end, since in the beginning of Koryom, all the way until the last SPLA troop, majority, that's where they become majority. But in the very beginning, we are not majority. And you guys can see the Yongarang was asked, say, why you want to train those people? Who's they going to join Nabgai Tutan? And Yongarang said this, I have a gun here. And MC, you join your brother, actually, you join your say my. Ajama, that we not to be dragged into tribal, and that we really drag things. From Tiger to Koryom to Mormor to Kazuk to Zalzal 1, Zalzal 2, into Father, Riambit, and all, anyone to be trained in the new push, wherever was taking the Kakuma, then can become majority from there, no question about it. But in the very beginning, then in the leadership, yeah, they were majority in leadership, but soldiers were not. Because John Garang, Cardino, Arafan, and all this, they were in top leadership. But now, when they come with the numbers, true. But this is how I seen it. It's a historical fact. But if majority of SPLA who joined the SPLA, some of them, they deserted that time and they joined Yanya too. After you train as SPLA soldiers with SPLA gun, you go to Nasser, you go to Nas Paulino Matip. Paulino Matip is from Mia Hamza. Nas Puljang. Those they join Khartoum. Nas Gayarsha. Nas everybody. Nas Tongban King. So the faction that time there are a lot of SPLA soldiers join Khartoum forces. But the question is where we start is history is dynamic, it's changed. Even Equatorians, they come in Kazoo. They are Bugulukati, but tingling. Nasara, oh, tingling of Glaria Martina, Mushasha. Yeah, not Mushasha, not Kapang, not all this kind of stuff.
I have a question, okay, guys? I have a
yes.
question. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Tongjang, I wanted to ask you about what was the delay of the Barkhazal soldier to join in during the 1983? Because, like, I know Nuer was the majority at the beginning, and Kabul was the majority at second. But what was the delay? What was the delay for the for the Barkhazal soldier to join in at that time? Can you explain that a little bit, please?
It's a very good question. The reason Barkhazal they never joined earlier. You remember there are some Barkhazal come earlier, not Maturchut of Jammus, not Garang Mabil, not Bola Yolnum. Those who were really low, those who were in Nyanyawan, not Maturchut, not Kawaj Makwe, they were in Nyanyawan. No, Malong is from Korea too. Yeah, those they never left earlier. And people who left earlier in Barkhazal are majority people of Abia. Because those people joining SPLA a long time ago in the very beginning, you have to really know the political going on. You remember Deng Alor graduated and left. Deng Alor was civilian, is not a soldier, and joined SPLA in 1983. Not Deng Alor, not Chol Deng Allah, not Paganabwo, Paganabwo, one killer, not Fikatibani. A lot of Jammus from Apia and from Figmayadi, now the Gorbarai, now Toloi Mayar. Those who joined earlier, somehow, now Garamabil was a Kibawal in the Jake Sudani. Not Bonapang, not Kawaj Makwe, not Bola Yuam. You have to be intelligent, know the politics, and educated. Now, then a lot when he graduated, he come from Egypt to Khartoum, from Khartoum to Abyei, and then took off. First, just move in our eyes in Twitch area. Abyei have border with Bilfam? No. Twitch Mayadi should be in the border with the Bilfam. But we do not know much exactly. That's how Natchol Deng Alag, Nadarok Deng Mayag, and all this, they went. So for me, I left in 1983, Sharaf Machar in a Jalan, that's the day I left Barkhazal. So Christmas, we doing Christmas in Ulam. And then I show up in Eton, Sharwahai, in January 17, 1984. And then more when Bola Yolum just go with the Kawaj Mokwe and Nabiar Yao, Young Manya Long to go and bring recruitment in Barkhazal. That's where more come in huge numbers. People start waking up. And Nyanya too, they were in Barkhazal now a long time ago, and they never come to Bilfam. Now Pagan Abok left to come to Bilfam. Now Rima Durin left to come to Bilfam. Now William Chojma Dianya, Mayongwa, now Choldeng Landbar. You see, people have to have ideology. Not Jal Malin Jal from a week, not a Kodema, not Georgie White. Those are tigers. They left while Malung remained there, while they were in Nyanya two together. You see? So somehow, not Malung, when they left in Nyanya two, they just go and collect the cow and go and buy Kalanjkop and Majong Yintu and married a lot of girls and squandering a lot of Bogar in Nyanya two. That's what they were doing. Malung come with more 1984, and those who bought a Nyanya two, you're going to collect them. They have basic training, and they were put in Medan, and they become officers in Korea, following up in the Korea. And I come a bill from Malung or Kiban. Malung, I look when one char Arba, because you will not book Moya like, okay, financial like char white and Lanita, then Arba, Chamanukula, Medan, and Charlata. We Malonga, you look when one over look among the Barani and your two and each are Peter look when you like, well, kick Medan. We see more young. Then Medan is too crowded for young as in the Medan already. So more was left out because there is nowhere Kokala Ranapa one. Okay, you the bag, you the board of village team to board with it and to build the shelter.
tene diar kumi yor wan joko moya nok bil fam ben ko wan le moy nok joko yimo wal gaw so more it will delay for 1 year because Medan is crowded kumangito that time kin talim bi ko kin bi ko ka yatin ku food arrangement ko ka ta to ko kong loy ko dang to dang a chi bele le ko kong le dang ka be ye for yam bi kong a ku more abe look ben jo garang bela with dang ko so accommodation angor lik ku daman wan chi abdala ko chen kai mo wan chi ka be mo ta ken wan ta
Don't go back in English.
Yeah. So that's what delays people in Barkazal. There's no way you can come in. You will be killed on your way after Abdallah Chwala and guys to fight with Yongara. And majority of people do not have no idea. To join SPLA that time, you have to know what the revolutionaries mean. And you have to have some political motivation. What the people tell you orally. Like in the board that time, when Arabton went to board at Yamut, they went to board and they tell them that come here and get a gun and you go and protect your car from Morley. A lot of Korean, that's how they went to Bilfa. So some of them, they don't know. They knew the fighting happened in the board between Carbino and Little Mangadi and Sudan, and they never believed that it was like a rebellion. There would be a revolution. They think that those might be like a Nyanya too, going to be like bandits. They're not going to do anything about Sudanese. But when people went there, they tell people that, Morley got to kill you guys and John Garang have a lot of guns. So a lot of Korean that time, most of them, they were not intellectual, they were not the students. A lot of them, they were cattle, cacao, and something. Even when we were in Medan in Korea, some people in Bongo, they tried to run away to go back to board. They say, I was not coming here to be trained and be told about SPLA to go and fight the war. I was coming to get a gun to go and protect my cow. So this is the same thing to more when they come to join SPLA because Murahlin take their cow and take their family, children and wife and all this. So you don't have no life. You're going to get a gun and fight with them. When they went there, that's why they were put in the Medan and they were lecturing manifesto of SPLA that you're not going to go to Barakazal. If you train you to go to Barakazal, then I'm going to know that you coming here in large numbers going to attack you. Where are you going to get ammunition? You have to capture like Faisala, Jebel Buma, so we can have a border. Ammunition will come in. A lot of people that time, they blame Garang why Garang not send people to Barakazal. If they were all Barakazal trained and sent to Barakazal, and they ran out of ammunition.
Again, because something is still not clear to me, I want to ask again. I want to repeat my question again.
Hold on. Let me add this to my sister. So young, I think your mind is on. Yeah, you see, sister. So what happened is this: there are a lot of things happen here. If the revolution of August, what was planning by those of Jangaren, Salpaki, Carbino, of August, 1983 to happen, I think the majority will be Barganzal people. Because at that time, you have one near Washara, 110 in Awil, and then you have 111 in Ubek. So the real army will come out from Bargadal. So if that one was took place, one will be captured, all those areas will be captured, and then the majority will be the Bargadal region, and then followed by the rest of the region. But because that one never happened, so the war just broke out here, and you see from Jungule to Ethiopia, I think it's about 2,000 miles. Yeah, something like 2,000 miles. So it's very close indeed. You can walk only by 4. If there's insecurity, 4 days. Yep, if there's no anything follow. So for you, yes, I think it will be hard for you, but what Song Jiang said, it makes sense. A lot of people don't know exactly what was the revolution, except people who were in the army and people who were the students. They know exactly what's going on in Sudan. But the rest of the community, they will not know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, let me explain it again. She said she didn't get it.
No. She got to ask Song Jiang.
Yeah, her question, she say why people of Barakazal, what prevent them from joining SPLA, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I want to hear from her. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Mr. Tomjam. The reason why I asked is because in John's show, John was saying that we didn't have the interest of joining. We didn't have the interest of joining. That's why majority was there, and the rest of the other tribes.
My sister, because of my sister,
but there was a split of Anyanya.
Ajang close your radio.
Let me answer this.
Yeah, there was a split.
Hold on, Ajang, wait. Go ahead, sister. Sister, go ahead. I'm just
Okay, yeah, there was a split, right, between Anyanya 2, which is Dr. John, and Nas Abdallah Chwal, المهم الناس اللي كانوا قاعدين في الحركة الشعبية اللي كانوا مسؤولين دول, there was a split between them. And when the Barkazal soldiers were joining, there was a lot of atrocities was happening on the road, right? So this is what I believe, that's what took place, that's why majority of our Barkazal people did not join or did not reach to the camp on time. So this is why I want you to clarify that part, so at least I can get the real picture of exactly why we were delayed. Then I'll let you go back to it.
Yeah, what I know exactly, let me answer this. You know, Mayana, the problem why Barkazal did not join early, because of long distance. The long distance was also the effect. That's why they opened this one, Jebel Boom. People attack Jebel Boom because to get the connection between Jebel Boma and let people to enter to the border. That's why.
Don't jump.
Let me explain this.
Yeah, come on, yeah. I think you got it now, isn't it?
Yeah, the reason people of Barkazal never joined in 1983, the distance from Jonglei into border of Ethiopia, if you move from Bor town and you're not going to Dukpadiet and you just go through Gadiang into Akoba, it will take you 3 days or 4 days. You reach in Chirgol in the border with Ethiopia. Distance factor. People were not really don't know exactly that will be a Nyanya. If it's a Nyanya, they just join in Barkazal. The idea that people will fight with Arab, it was already there as a Nyanya too in Barkazal. But the idea that there is a new place where you get something called Kalanchikop, Mercedes, uniform and boot was not there. Nobody knows that. And there was no main communication. Very few people know it. Those who have radio and listen to radio, people like Nabonabang, people like the Apologirti, people like the Condemned Court, not Chananyar, those Talaba, they took up earlier, 1983. And majority of people left there in Barkazal. When we come, we wake up in 1984. 1983, Shara Idashar, that was the time. First time we see something called Kalanshinkop, 1983. Shar Asha, that was the first time Karbino son, somebody called a Timba Chop. A Manduna Pu, Marian, a Timba Lab Quad, a one way. A Timba Chong Kon, a man Mangola Pu, and a Gor Baraj, and others, like they were like 50, majority of them, the ritual Wulmatan. The ritual, they were like 50. Fasila, Karbino sent it to Barkazal to go and tell people, guys, come on to join the movement, 1983, Chara. So that's the time I see SPLA. And then in November, Sharidashar, then we took off. And then we come and make Christmas in Ulang, and then we went to Ethiopia. So there was no way, distance factor was number one. Defeat of Abdallah Chwal and Jongarang fighting as close away when Gaitud was killed. And that when Jongarang and Gaitud have differences, they try to move from Ethiopia and come to Piaja. And they're still wandering around. They think that they could negotiate with Jongarang to make concession and then they will be united. But it was not the case. When Gaitu was killed, and that's the time, 1984, Gaitu was killed in March 1984. And then Barkazal, they start taking off because Bola Yolnam and Kawajma Kwe Jamus went Barkazal quickly to recruit people. And then when people come, that was a massacre. And Khartoum seal up the border like a Dogalbar, come from Barkazal to Bentiu to across the Nile River. They knew where people come. So at Dogalbar, there was Sudanese forces there. In Pandak, Ayot, all way, route come from Barkazal, they were all way into Pam Doleb, Apial. Anywhere you can come, there is a soldier. The only way you have to get SPLA trained soldiers to go to Barakazal and bring Masjidin and shoot their way out. And that's the reason people did not come in Barakazal. But after, when people come, more kill was those who are killed and those who survive go to Ethiopia and they get trained and they went to Barakazal, they bring Masjidin through Bunia or Shalut because SPLA become too many soldiers to go and bring their new recruits and defend them. Like when we used to go to Nuba Mountain, we bring Nuba Mountain in the Mormor. When Riek Machar went to Nuba Mountain, we come with 15,000. We bring them from Nuba Mountain to Benteo, and when we bring them to Shamalala-Nil, to Northern Upper Nile, to Makol Deng Anyang, and Makol Deng Anyang take them to Bukteng and take them to Bifam, and then we go back to Benteo. So the intense fighting between Anyanya 2 and official SPLM, that's what Bloc brought in Barakazal for people to come.
Yeah,
but
you know,
it happened.
You know, Brother Tongjang,
the kill, and the one went to Ethiopia opened the way.
I did want to say something, Tongjang.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, Tongjang pointed out a very good thing, and this is
Tongjang 10 off here.
And this is lead me to the question that I want to ask Tongjang. Like yesterday in John Wuchan show, they were claiming that the majority people who are coming from Northern Barkazal, from Malwar Jenyang, from Gorial, all the way coming there, the reason why they joined the MUM SPLA is because they are coming to get the gun because of morale. So can you talk about this? Because this is one of the things that having a very huge debate yesterday. So is it? I want you to talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. This you remember there are again. Let me go back for the people who have knowledge. You remember majority of intellectuals, those who went to cadet that time in SPLM. Those are people who are finished like Chad Sudanese. Those are people who went to cadet in Abjanapil, those young guys at that time. If you do not read, you don't know how to write and read, like majority of more, they don't write and read. Those are people that are taken, especially in Abia and in Twimayadit and Malwalgarian. Their car were taken. And that area, morale devastated the area. And that's why when Bola Yuanam went with Jamut, not Maturichu, not Kawaj Makwe, they say, look, people are victimizing you here. We have our problem with the government. You should come to Bilfam, we're going to give you the gun. And this will be a first time for you to see Kalanchikop and Mercedes and Kaki and Boots. So you will get excited. You don't need Khartoum will come, Moralin, and kill you. You will going to get gun and to fight. So it was a propaganda to recruit people. And when you actually go to Medan in Bongo, they will tell you the reason now you become a soldier of SPLM, you will fight. We start war here in Akobo, in Nasser, in Fashala, in Bibor, in Bor, until you Europe. I'm telling you, if we send you now, train you, send you to Barakazal, Arab in Shambe, in Yurul, in Rumbek, in a Toy, where are you going to get ammunition to fill up and the Talgad go with you? You're going to fight and they fail. And that's why majority of more, they never returned to Barakazal. They were thinking they just come to Bilfam and get a gun and go and fight. Go and fight their enemy there. Their enemy was not in one in Nasser. It's not the one in Akobo or Bibor or Fashala. You see what I'm saying? So politicians, they use that as a propaganda to bring people. But when they come and you go to training, actually training of SPLA, you'll be given objective of liberation. People in Murad, but Abogar, I don't think they have idea that liberation has to happen, Nimeri to be overthrown. Because Kasar Jamhuri do not force no threat to them.
Yeah, also, addition to this, Mariana and you also need to know this. John Ocean sometimes is very complicated too. You know, he always put liars. And you know what he said one time? He said in 1991, he said SPLA killed about 500 officers from West, and he was killed in it's okay. Imagine this guy, 500 officers. In 1991, SPLA doesn't even have 500 officers.
1991.
Yeah, it's a 500 officers from where? And the bad thing is, he mentioned this guy. It's called Ibn. No. It's a Elijah Hunter was killed too. And if you want, I can show you the place. Imagine this guy.
Elijah Hunter was killed in Khartoum, was poisoned in Khartoum.
That's what I'm saying.
Died in Sahaba.
Yeah, it was poisoned. It was poisoned after Riyak ran away. And Riyak left him. Because it was the chief of staff. It was the chief of staff of Riyak
of SDDF. So you can see Mariana.
There are a lot of lies. There are a lot of lies sometimes. You see politics of South Sudan, people move it from tribal. Even you guys can see me, I have problem with my own kind, my own tribe. When I say something, people think like I sell Denga out.
No, by the way, hold on again. Hold on. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Mariana.
Yeah, this is why we needed credible stories to be told, right? Because we know John was saying, whatever he was saying, there was a lot of contradictory stories in his telling. Especially where he was victimizing the Balkazal people that they did not join because of so and so, and even when they joined, they did not join because of the liberation. They joined because of Morali. And I do believe that Moral at that time it was just like what is actually happening now in South Sudan, right? Like how the government split it in 2013. Now that we have the White Army and now we have the SPLM. I think that's what happened because when Moral was coming to Awil, to Twitch, to Abia and kill the people, it was militia with the Arabs. But then to him, he takes it like Kano didn't like they were just regular citizens that just decided to come and kill people and then go back.
Yeah, Johnny, you know John has something issue. So you sometimes don't consider John has issues anything about the Denka tribe. So.
Yeah, and this is why we need somebody who was in the SPLM from the beginning, especially the 104 and 105 and 106, to clarify those stories. Because if somebody who does not know the story of the real SPLM, you would be confused and you will be thinking whatever John is saying is true. Some people will take it into the mind that
this is what they're doing now in social media, my sister.
Yeah.
The main thing now they want to rewrite the history and to eliminate.
Gigi Lam, your network. Can you hear me?
So if you look at the clubhouses now, people are complaining they want to change things. You know, they want to change.
Gigi Lam, can you hear me?
So those of John and those of Emmanuel, you see what they are doing anyway. It's something else.
Yeah, the problem here, Brother Charles, people like
hello, Brother Bol, can you hear me?
To SPLA in 1987 in Nairobi. So when
yes, I can hear you, but I mute myself.
It might be 1 year by year.
It's very hard debate in Clubhouse.
I can see.
How you define
and
SPLA when you are not there? Yeah, so Emmanuel Jawin, It's not a soldier. So
And
you
brother
cannot
mute by Jalpin.
actually leave all
Okay, you're on mute.
SPLA
You're on
from-
mute. If you
from
guys
Myanmar,
want to
from
say
Myanmar
something
picture
about this topic, let me know,
to Jammu,
and I can
Tiger,
unmute
to
myself, and
South,
you guys
to
can talk, and
Bormore,
people
to
in Clubhouse
Khartoum,
can
to
listen to you
Zalzal
guys
1,
too.
Zalzal 2,
Okay.
in farther area
Okay.
of Mokwe, all the way
Yeah.
to Achui.
So let me know if you want to say
It
something.
cannot
Gigi,
work this kind of thing.
let me know,
It's
and
just
then I will
very-
let the people in the
Like
Clubhouse
Peter,
know, and then
like
we'll give you a chance
there's
to
the
speak.
one guy, his name is David.
Okay.
They say he's a historian. He talk about SPLM. When he was in Khartoum, when
Not in Khartoum. He was a member of police and what?
yeah. So how come he lecture people about SPLM, SPLA? Like Marianne Pig by herself here is very good. One of his uncle, I call Machara, called Miri Pig from Mia Hamza. Akai Rumbek, Akai Iwe Rumbek to him to recruit. Akai Gigi Sudan Nyanya one. I call Miri Pig, Kuran Chit Pagan. Conversation in social media sometimes reaching to a point very difficult sometimes. Pagan can explain things. If you cannot look at it in a tribal angle, you can explain it better.
Pagan don't want to talk about anything. Pagan is a different Pagan now, brother.
Or somebody like I call Machara, call it Miri. Those people I call Miri now. It's not longer. It's been thrown out in SPLM. It's still at home. He lost his leg in the Joko, from Mir Hamza, but his brain, even his older, he still lecture people very well. Those are people they should be brought in to explain it. Because he's from Mir Hamza. He's a Nyanya one. He's the Sudanese army. When he took off from Rumbek. Yima to recruit Yama Kainding, Yima Young Berkwe, a year.
His kid came with us here from young in America.
Well, you know, people welcome me, Chan.
So I call you, I call my child. Is a guy, will be a really good professor of SPLM to explain it. So one encourage anyway. You condemn rank, you can anya longar, you mundeng ring your call, you Samuel Neo, you young kid, where the tiger to sa Samuel Neo and Ancorion. Yes. You then was I got you are to my chop so one, you the ritual woolly chop, wall my charnel, wool chonkon. They can explain. History of South Sudan you will never see, and that's why you see me, I stay away from it. Because, like John Wishang now, if you ask him, what is his battalion, Iranka Tibongo, I don't think it's a soldier.
No, what happened, Tonja? He was a jet alarmer with Adima, but look what happened. After people left Ethiopia, he came and joined this Nyagad of Latuga called Olek. You remember those Olek? Those who were attacking the SPLA in Juba Road. Yeah, he was a member of those groups.
Your member is from Equatoria?
Latuka.
Okay. If it's Latuka, if it's from Eastern Equatoria.
He got training in Dima. He got training in the
okay. If it's training in Dima, that's the J. Amar, but I bet it's not the Victoria Camp. So in 1987, 88, I don't know what he knew about 1983.
It was 88.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to say something?
I don't know what he knew about it in 1983. By the way, Tongjang, he worked with Ducati.
And King Kuwait Belwell and with camping bus.
Yeah.
Okay, camping.
Yeah.
Your network is trying to play around.
Dima started 1987 to 1988. So I don't know how we're going to lecture people.
Yeah, in the Clubhouse, brother. Okay, Tongjang, you hold on. Let's give chance to other people.
Yeah, David.
Mariana,
David, I have a question. Give a chance, David.
Yeah, I know. David, Mariana, I think okay.
Yes, I'm very satisfied. Thank you very much, Tongjang, for clarifying the real truth of what exactly took place in those years. We may be young, but we have credibility of knowing the truth and asking many questions through our elders and so on. So thank you. Stick around. Welcome to Clubhouse 8, by the way. Stick around. You will hear more stories that will shock you. And we're going to need you to clarify them at some point. Like, we're not, this topic will have part 2 and part 3. And hopefully you will clarify it more, because today I think Clubhouse is a bit busy, but maybe in a couple of more days, people may tune in large numbers to ask better questions that I have asked. And thank you very much. You guys go ahead.
I think, no, brother, what? Do you want to say something before we give David? Because we have new people came in. From young still stay there.
خلي الناس دي يتكلم لانه
Okay, all right.
نحن الاعراب بتاع الناس دي.
Okay,
well, I did channel will something that.
David, we give you 3 minutes, and then come
Okay, we went after David.
So David, please come on.
Okay, Charlie. Before David comes,
if you want to say something, let us know.
Yeah, I have one of the person in the studio with me, Alex David. I want to say something too. So David, go ahead. After David, I will give him a chance to speak.
Who you say? What do you say?
Bol Mark on the studio. Let's stay live, and we be jam man.
No, okay, give him chance first, because that is somebody in Facebook.
Okay, grab Ball. Go ahead. You are on the floor now. People in the clubhouse are listening to you.
People in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
people of South Sudan. Are they listening to me?
David.
Yeah, we are listening. Yeah, we are listening. I don't know why from John. We are listening. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, people in the clubhouse, I have greet you in the name of Almighty South Sudan. I am new to Clubhouse. It's my colleague Madit Majak is the one who introduced me to Clubhouse. I just knew Clubhouse because my mind was still in Facebook, and I was listening through my through our Lake State Media. Then Madid have brought Clubhouse into. So I asked him what is Clubhouse, and he explained to me that everybody evacuated Facebook and went to Clubhouse. It is something new to me, and I have appreciated the explanation about SPLM battalion that had been done. So I am coming to tell you guys thank you. I don't have nothing to say, but I am actually Judge Amir Bita Demo. So when people talked about Demo, that's what interested me to listen and to read you. And I Judge Amir Bita Demo, and I Judge Amir Bita Intifada. Intifada, we came 1987, 88, 89, 90, and then 91. We ran away. We went to Korchum. And then from there went to Kap, and we stay around Equatoria to Lokchokyo. So that's my little background about Dima. And the history of SPLA is a large historical that even if you are in SPLA, you don't know other things and you need to pay attention to hear them. For example, there is somebody that explained about how Akonatim and our group, how they were. I really like that part because those are the things that we need to hear and in a jail, because by then when we were in Dima, we still what all know were just how SPLA was formed and what we are fighting for, but we were not even knowing if there's other. And after that, after we left Ethiopia, that's when we learned that there was another group. So a good explanation every day. It doesn't mean that you need everything. So can you make it? But I will be in Clubhouse. I don't have link to Clubhouse. Madid will walk me through. So and Bolmakur, I believe we're through Lake State Media, but I just tuned in recently. Yes, I tuned in last time today, so twice, and I still like Clubhouse because coach I ben ku kudo inye kwani and kune coach belukan.
Okay, thank you, Bol.
So
All right.
Okay,
thank you, Bol. Okay, take over, Charles.
Yeah, Madit, I think you will show him how the mood of the Clubhouse because
how we work it through.
It's very strange, little bit. If you
Yeah.
are not careful, people are giving wrong information out. Who determine on it.
A child is all good, but a child is
if you have something,
a child is thing.
Just raise up your hand. We'll give to you. Now, let me go to them.
Okay.
The child is there, man. I need a child.
So Madid, can you send me link of Clubhouse?
I have a told you to highlight. Let me send it to you right now.
Yeah, and I was coming to appreciate Young and ask a question, but he's not here now. So can you leave until he comes back? Is he coming back or not?
I think Song Jiang is new. Maybe he was talking and he don't charge his phone. That's what I know so far.
Okay.
Because he was not even charging his phone. He just using phone, and I think he went out because the way he went out here, it just disappeared. Battery power.
Link are you know?
We will figure out.
Okay.
Link in the so you Clubhouse, you have to download it at your on your app, load your app, download type Clubhouse and Clubhouse. So download on your phone. You can download it while so work through you just cell phone number 1,000. So you will figure it out.
Okay.
It's not hard. It's not that hard.
I've been
Channel on Tuluyane download and on Clubhouse so that's why.
Yeah, Tisura can take point gonna be in the Clubhouse.
Okay.
The only the SPLM, SPLA, which is South Sudan people.
So when they nom kinai nom kinin
yes. Sura can change every other day.
Because I really ran takuye haka because the dairy didn't but in can download.
The speaker can change even the number of things right now or something. Change every other day.
Okay.
Megabit. So, because people were going off the topic back and forth, and the topic was asking actually it arises from somewhere because Clubhouse become some another place.
Your colleague Jama Dinkamis.
More than Facebook.
Oh, Dinkamis?
Facebook speak for a couple of years.
Oh, chopping the German?
Chipping.
Concern and the question based on people that doesn't actually know the ramification of the SPLM, the SPLA, how it was found, and for that it has actually taken place for that 21 past years. You just want to give yourself credit or give one of your family members credit that they are the founders of the SPLM thing that we are actually talking about. But let's just make it easy. For me, I have to say what I
Abraham and Wintin and I to pour a job a can like chopping my job.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so that'll be below in very soon. Now I know about 2 hours now.
Okay. Well, you know your host then, kid?
I will both sides. I can't back up and call you back up. Challenge them. You don't want to come the whole you know, there's the reason. Because here, I don't know how long you've been in Clubhouse, but the main thing here, the main thing here, people here that are staying, or those of Kabila, those of Mwanbany, and they just come from nowhere. Okay?
They just come from nowhere and become the leader of the SPLA. But they don't know exactly that they were those guys. They were something they were doing before they become SPLA. Okay, they were the South Sudanese army. Yeah. So that's why the reason, and the reason I said Denka and Nuer, because if you look at those 104, 105, 106, most of them they were Denka and Nuer. No doubt about this.
Yes, I would. Somebody said that the majority of the SPLA were actually Nuer and Equatoria. I know it came from somewhere. That's the Clubhouse.
Hello, that is the link right there. Link can link.
Clubhouse.
So did you see that? I put it on the comment side. That's the link for the Clubhouse. Let me put it up there so you guys can see it. So that's the link right there.
We actually went through, and we have South Sudan today, which is which was our goal. Whether we were majority or
hello, link on the screen. So you can go to your app on your phone and download the Clubhouse, and then after you download it, and then it will walk you through. It will say that type your cell phone number into it, and then it will send you a code to your text message, and then type that code into it, and then you will be in Clubhouse. It's very easy.
The living churches know, and the second majority was North to do that. That's true. You can go and find it your own way somewhere you want to go, but that's the history we have. We have a living witness that are still there. So I'll put myself up. Go ahead, and I'll come back later. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Don, I think Don, if you are there, you just
I'm almost
going to close.
I didn't have much to say anyway. Good to see you on Clubhouse, Charles. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you a lot.
And I just wanted to.
The link is right there. The link is right there. The link is right there. So go to Clubhouse. You see, you will see the picture. Will see the picture that you will see in the app is you will see the picture of the guy, of the person with the with the braid hair. So you will see that person. That's the app.
The killing of Guy Tooth, and then the killing of the recruits coming from Baragazal.
Just follow that website that I just put on the screen. You guys need the link. That's the link I put on the screen.
Which month and which year and everything from the beginning. So it's a good book, and it has like all the information that a lot of people would like to read. So I think you guys can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, I get that book in 2017 when the Dactylos came to Melbourne. I was there.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was in that because when he releasing the book in Melbourne, that was 2017 month of December.
Okay. Yeah, so, because it covers even up to this, the present war now, the 2013 war now.
Yeah. So I was there, and I just bought my book inside with it.
Okay, guys, there are so many rooms open in Clubhouse. You can go and like which room.
It's going to be weird, really.
Okay. There are so many rooms has been open in Clubhouse. Whenever you join there, you will see so many different rooms. People are so divided. South Sudanese are so divided. The opposition who supported, they have their own room. They can come up with the topic. You can go there and listening in, but it's hard sometimes. They will not allow you to interpret your hand so you can weigh in. Sometimes they will drop you. There are a lot of room that they're opening right now. There's a room called South Sudan Politics Club out. They are speaking there. So let me bring in for a second. That's one of the rooms that they're going on right now.
بالعكس اذا كان في المواطن السوداني الشمالي اذا خارج السودان ممكن تحصل اشكاليات.
So there's another room is going on right now. They're talking about the politics.
الاشكاليات الان موجوده داخل الجنوب. الجنوبيين مع بعضهم يفتكروا انه اكبر والعصبيه دي لازم ونحاول انه نرفع من القبيله، لانه لا يمكن تكون في دوله في قبيله. الان في دوله قبيله، في دوله بسميها انا حقيقه شعبويه، ما دوله قبيله. لانه القبيله توجد قبيله، اذا بالتالي انك تجمع دوله فقصت حكم الدوله. وابن خلدون عنده فيها كلام جميل جدا عن القبيله. يفتكر انه واحد من
Thank you, big buddy. I'm about to come to close. I reached to 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, everything, you know, liberation never killed everybody.
Why reading our use?
So people are
Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I'm from Jonkule. I want to add something. I want to back up Tomijang.
Okay.
If you can give me 5 minutes, I will appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Let me tell let me say here in the clubhouse so that we will give you a chance.
All right.
And then somebody try to deny our contribution. That's what I see now. This history was designed and it was carried on by Lama group. So now the main objective here is to target Denka to Equatorial. But the good thing is Denka and Equatorial, they will never fight because they are neighbors. They've been there for long and they married themselves. But those weak politicians put so much hatred, and you know, and that hatred will not go nowhere. It will end up somewhere. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Charles, can I come in?
Yeah, you can come in.
I have one of the guests. I have one of the person in the studio with me. Let's tell me they want to say something to back up Tongjang. So, brother, you are brother. Why react? You are next. So we'll give you a chance to speak. People in the club are listening to you. You can speak Arabic or English.
My name is Wearing Jok. I went to Ethiopia in 1987. I'm from Jonkule. I'm from Borsos. My Payami Mokwach. So what I can back up from Jonkule, Jonkule say exactly what was happening. When people went to Ethiopia, the first people that went to Ethiopia, when Carbino is set fighting in Bor, we didn't know what was going on. But when they went to Ethiopia, when they came back, like Chagayatim was the one who came back. He came back to Bor, from Duquesne all the way to Bor. And he told people that we are going to build farm to get the gun so that you guys, Murule, will not attack you. So because Murule has been attacking us and he get the gun from the government, I have two cousins. One person, Kolmalwal, he died in Yerul, was killed, he was from Rhino. And his brother died in Joko. So we took it seriously. Everybody went and you guys know, as a Denga, you need to protect yourself. So we went to Ethiopia in a huge number because we thought we were going to get the gun so that we come and protect ourselves from Mule. But nobody knows it was a game. So that is a fact. You can ask anybody from Bor, from Jongole, you can ask them. That's a fact. Number two, Barkazal is too far. It took some people 3 months. 3 months from Barkazal, the far Barkazal, to go to Ethiopia. So that was the reason Barkazal remained behind. It wasn't that. I don't know who is tapping me.
No, they are just
Barkadal were not brave enough. But what I can tell you, brothers, whether somebody like it or you don't want it, without Barkadal, we will never have South Sudan today. Because what we call majority with the you apply whatever you get. Barkadal people, they sacrifice themselves.
Okay, hang on.
So,
okay, what topic? You know, we are talking about the topic mostly. We are talking about the beginning during the SPLA. During when you found it.
Madid, can you read this part of it to him? Because it's good sometimes people to know. For him the topic.
Yeah, I put it up on the screen so you know. That's the topic that we are discussing about. We are talking about the when the like the 104, 105, 106. That's the topic that we are discussing. Oh my god, a lot of people are joining me here. Okay, so it dropped. Okay, never mind. So yeah.
I'm still here. I will end my. I would just try to say to back up what Tongjang, because there were some people were saying, "Oh, Tongjang is lying." No, he's not lying. That's what happened when we went to Ethiopia. Ethiopia were combined people from Jonglei, from Greater Upper Nile, and there were some Murule too. But we people from, especially from Bor, we were majority. But people even you and your brother, you go, you want to protect your cattle. We have no idea about SPLM. So I will have my word there.
You know, the question that we are asking and the discussion is about who is the majority during the SPLA. Is it the Nuer or Dinka? And that is started like
majority is a Dinka. Majority is a Dinka. No question about that. Majority is Dinka. If you look at we people from Jonglei, we provide Korean as a majority, but and then the first majority were Nuer. They were Nuer.
You hold your.
They were Nuer.
The topic is far away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to understand something a little bit.
Yes.
I like his way, but it's kind of like he's not focusing on the topic. Nasruddin.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, they are giving.
I am focusing on the topic. I'm trying to back up the main topic with you guys. I don't know if you don't understand my English, but what I would try to say is what Tongjang say. What make people to go to Bilpa? Majority of people from Jonglei in my state, people were told that, hey, come to Bilpam to get the gun so that you protect your cattle from Mule. That would. So I don't know why you don't get, brother.
Okay, thank you, brother. They give the other people person in Chinese Clubhouse, so they give people.
All right, I will get out.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm from Jonglei, and that was what happening. So if anybody say Jonglei lie, that's how we went to Bilpam. We people from Bor. We were told to go and get the gun from Mule. It was not SPLA. So I will get out from here.
Thank you, brother, for coming in. Thank you. That's good.
All right.
Yeah.
هذه الكتائب فيها في كتاب الجيش زي ما قال هناك بري، لكن الفكره هناك ما انطلقت. الفكره بتاعت SPLA انطلقت بسين بعد ما الناس مشوا قعدوا في بلفو واتفقوا على انه فكره تحرير السودان. تحرير السودان هي الفكره اللي كانت مرفوضه من ناس عبد الله شول وناس قايتوت او اللي هم بيعتبروا
James Show I cannot able to call you.
نفس الطريق القديم بتاع انه احنا ما عندنا ارض كبير.
You just click the link and you can able to join the show.
الأغلبية لها كانت يعني النيل لأنه ما الكتائب براهم لما الناس بعد هناك كان في جنوبيين عايشة أصلا وفي جنوبيين مشوا يحبوهم هناك قبل ما ننتهي فعشان كده كان طبيعي الأغلبية يكون من عادين يعني الكتائب بتاعت 103 أو 104 أو 105 الكتيبة بتاعت الجيش كلها عبارة عن 450 فرد.
John John, the link is over there. You know, I pinned down the link. Are you watching at the latest time with your timeline or on the page?
كنت اكثر من كلام بتاع ايديا ده الفكره بتاع ديالنا. فانا دوري مولد الاسلم بدا في بعد انتصار الفكره وبقت بتاع السودان الكبير.
John, the link is pinned down. The link is pinned down. See the link that I pinned down the link there. So just click it and you can able to join the show. And everybody, please, the link is pinned down there. I will put it again. I'm sending again over there. Yeah, that is the link right there. So anybody that we can click that link and you're able to join the show.
طبعا يا ده لسه كما في شويه information here. Maybe you're missing. نالجرا وكربينا وصلوا دقين كم 20 ساعة 5 في البلفا. So الكلام بقول قال الجرا ما وصل أنا ما أعرف الكلام ده information بتاع when did you get it? جرا وكربينا they left together. By the way, when the war is fighting, طبعا أنا نجيب أنا أعمل topic ثاني but we try to create something here in the beginning, but we never go deep to the SPLA. We'll come there, but we just try to come to the best ولاد of the SPLA. They are that we were focused on, but داخل SPLA جوا ده we will come to it. So كربينا ضربوا في war after 3 hours. So the heart broke out at 7. الجموم بتاع 7 10 كربينا was wounded and then was pulling away. So it was pulling far away a little bit, like from Mali, 50 miles or whatever Mali there. But they went together. So Kalabugul got there. No, that was wrong information. And this is the thing that we need to clear up. Yeah, there are a lot of information here. Some people will hear it. Oh, Karbina was not a part of the plan. No. These people, they were a plan. Yeah, they were a plan. And movement became Binado underground movement. Underground movement in 1976. Yeah, so they were a plan. But people want to skip. They don't want to put the reality. Fagaran woman Macarbino, William Yuan, and Kulu Botala. So they information they can release. So to see that and get Mutaka, it was wrong.
ما في مشكله احنا نواصل النقاش واحنا نستفيد مع كثير ان الحوار بشكل حتى انه نثبت المعلومات دي.
The only person came late it was Arana Arab, and the reason he was captured in Juba. They also جم متأخر جاء 7 بعد ما شكلوا حكومة بتاعه. They also get late. Not really deep late, but it's only 2 months apart.
برضو كان في غاية من وكان من حركة شعبية وكان من الناس بتاعت الجراوند قتلوا بالطريق بتاع فور جوبا وكان من الطريق مش قتلوا في جابان كمان. انت مذكرة ضابطة.
You see underground movement.
I joke Malay.
Yeah, see underground movement. It was a lot. Through Junubin Kulu, and a lot of those are officers from one. Bargazal, Victorian. But what happened in war, it was a plan for the to attack, to capture them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for turning in Let's Media. I'm about to end the room right now, the show. The discussion is still going on in Clubhouse. If you guys don't log in, you can join the Clubhouse and then join the conversation there. I went up for 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 50 minutes. So this show I will end here. Thank you so much for coming in. This was a very interesting topic. We will be bringing more discussion. Come on, John, we said. Okay. John, we can. You coming in while I'm about to close the room. Okay. So how you doing, sir?
John, we
how are you? You coming in while I'm about to close the room. Okay. So how you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
John,
How are you?
coming
Good.
in while I'm about to close the room. Okay. So how you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
How are you? John, you have a too open window.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Hello, how you doing?
Mama Jangpan.
Mark Majak, welcome to Link State Media.
في كلام عندنا نجاوبه في كلام قال زول بتاع قبيل قدام قال باركزال قال جاء عشان مرحلين يعوم تردوا ده كلام ده ما صح ده كذب.
ايوه
باركزال عمل عنيته سنة 82 بمعنى كان عندهم هدف مش كلام مرحلين والمرحلين جا ظهروا سنة 86. أنا زول بتاع كازوك أنا مشيت بالفهم سنة 85 وأنا عملت ميدان مع كازوك ونزلت مع زعلان بتاع عونات. لما أنا مشيت بالفهم كان ما في حاجة اسمه مرحلين في البلد. لما رجعت أنا مشيت لقيت مرحلين. الزول اللي بقول قال باركزال ده مرحلين اعترضوا ومشوا بالفهم ده نمشي يشيلوا صلاح. ده ما صح. ده الكلام عندنا عشان نقول لزول القال كلام قبيل قدام ده قال باركزال مشى بالفهم عشان كلام راحلين.
You guys listening in somebody is speaking right now. Yes.
We are closing up. Bring anybody else.
Okay. So Aywa, yeah, go ahead. Yes, there's somebody who say that those accusations, this all Isumto John Wuchan, he just came in right now and he had
زول قبيل الكلام كلام ده زول الكلام بيقولوا من تويتش.
زول ده
اسمه زول داك.
زول ده بيجي هسه هو كان جا Isumto John
ده بيقول قال باركزال التردم عشان يشيلوا صلاح بالمرحلين.
ya umbari ogun de nasta na de da barkazal na chaneji o mishene pi bilpam because of maralin
ده كلام ده كذب.
ودي ade klama nas
نحن مشينا بالفهم قبل مراحل ما ظهر في باركزال. انا مشيت بالفهم ترى 85. انا بزول تكازوك وانا نزلت مع زعلان وكنت مشيت كان خليت البلد ده ما في حاجه اسمها مرحلين. لما رجعت يعني مشيت لقيت مرحلين ظهروا سنه 86 وراي. انا نزلت سنه 86 وانا مشيت بالفهم سنه 85. عملت ميدان مع كازوك فبقول قال نعم باركزال طردوا مرحلين عشان يجي يشيل صلاح. ده كذب. لانه كان فهمنا الثوره من سنة 82 يا داني يتو لما الناس بدأ جون جرن مع كربين جاء مرضوا يا ده جاء قالوا يا ده جاء قال داني يتو وجاء بدأوا بسنة 83. لأنه كان اتمرنا بالهدف عارفين الثورة كان عارفين الثورة المرحلة جاء قريب سنة 86 يا ده ظهروا ناس مور مشوا بدري ونانو مشينا ورا مور انا مشينا ورا مور سنه 85 وده الكلام ده نقول لزول نحن ما مشينا عشان كلام مرحلين ده ما مشينا عشان كلام مرحلين.
شكرا
مرحلين ده ظهر ورانا سنة 86.
عندي عليك فهم ناس كتير كانوا ورنو حاجه كده اوجي
مرحلين ده ظهر ورانا فده ده انا عشان تعقلوه عشان يجي يجاوبوا وشكرا.
شكرا اوجي عشان
فده ده انا عشان تعقلوه عشان يجي يجاوبوا وشكرا.
يا مجان
ايوه
اسمع كده قبل كده اجري يا ثانك يو انا بقول لكم يا مجان
ايوه
لكل كدف برغسال جامناك من جاسيلو سلاسان برا شكل مع مراهلين ما شكل
سنة كم
من ما جاسان ليبريتي جنوب السودان
سنة كم.
This one was in 1985.
1985 ما في حاجه اسمها مرحلين. يعني انا زمن انا قمت في بلد مشيت بالفعل انا وخليت بلد هناك ما في حاجه اسمها مرحلين.
انت قمت من بلد
سنة 85
يا اجي اسم شنو ده؟ سليفري كان في لكم هناك لكم سليفري
ما في حاجه اسمها سليفري. سنة 85 كان ما في. 86 يعني زحف مرحلين. 86 لما انا مشيت شغله مع مرحلين لما نزلت من بلفا سنه 86 انا مشيت بلفا ب 85 واتدربت مع كازوك نزلت مع زعلان لقيت قال في حاجه اسمها مرحلين انا استغربت.
اندر ناسل منك كاتبه كاسوك
أيوة.
كاتبه كاسوك وكاتبه كاسوك ده تنجلي اجري كاتبه كاسوك من كاتبه كاسوك ده ناس منو يا كتير فوقه ده دينكا
نازا كاتب كازوك
اي
كازوك الاغلبيه ده دينكا
ده ما دينكا
الاغلبيه ده دينكا.
ديلي ستودنت
انا اتدربت في التنجلي.
اسمع ديلي ستودنت
انا اتدربت في التنجلي. انا
ديلي ستودنت التالا من جوبا يونيفرسيتي.
لا دول مواطنين انا نانو جايين معهم.
ده جروب تا تنجلي والتنجلي كتير بتومن من اولاد استوائيه ده ما اولاد
تنجلي ده ما كتير. تنجلي ده بسيط.
اوكي
انا اتدربت معهم.
كان يمون بسيط يمون ما اس بي ال كان يمون بسيط
ده اغلبيه قاعد نقولوا انا ما قلت ما اس بي ال اغلبيه الكان في كازوك ده دينكا.
اوكي اغلبيه الحاجه من بدايه دي اولاد تنوير
في بدايه بتاع سنه كم؟
ببدايه بتاع اركا من بدايه من 1983 لحد 1985 ده اولاد نوير ونينا جوين اس بي ال انا جوين اس بي ال 1986
ياي
86 وانت جوين اس بي ال سنه كم؟
85
انا جوين 86
وانا مشيت مع كازوك ضربت مع كازوك. انا كان ضربت في التنجلي. ضربت في التنجلي وتخصصت في حاونات.
كنت ضربت في التنجلي انت ضربت ننزلوك بوين؟
انا نزلت مع زعلان بتاع حاونات.
اوكي
انا ضربت تخصصت في حاونات.
اوكي كنت نزلت مع كتيفة زعلان انت ماس باتجاهته كرموكو لبرغزال اسمع ناس الماسين في برغزال
لانه كان دعم بتاع توك رومبيك لانه توك مسك رومبيك ويلا قالوا نزلونا نانو كتيبة زعلان دعم لكتيبة توك عملنا شعر وصلنا يورو ويانا لقينا الجلاب زار دخل رومبيك. انا بتحاونات بتاع زعلان.
اوكي انت شفتها ده يا شباب علينا بيقول لكم انتم كل اولاد مونجان include الجاسين بتاعون البوري لكم قال دينكا يا بارا اي حاجه هنا بارا معكم اي حاجه كله في التحرير بتاع جنوب السودان ده بارنا مع اي حاجه كله we start everything with you people في كتيفة في تاتينجلي عليتا في فوقو اولاد استوائيه في فوقو Loitum jain في media.
لكن ما كثير
No,
ما
loitum
كثير في تنقلي اولاد السوايع القطع وتنقلي سعرات تنقلي ما كثير
Imon كثير
ما بيجيبوا ولا كتيبه ما بيجيبوا
مات في سكة يا كوي مات في سكة.
صح ده كلام صح. انا بقبل الكلام ده وما بسكة لكن ما كثير.
Imon كثير لكن مات في سكة ومن على وصول ده بسيط. يعني
ايوه
كيلو أجبت 4 قطع على وصول هناك إثيوبيا.
ده كلام ده الناس اللي بقول قال الاغلبيه في كازوب ده دينكا.
أنا أقول لك بداية في تأركا الأغلبية دي نوير يلا فولو باي دينكا من بداية يلا فولو باي استوائية.
الكتيبه 104
كتيبة 104 و105
104 في ايوت و105 في بور. 105 في بور ده ناس منوع كثير.
ما جاء كتيبة 104 لو قال بقواد القادي يعني في ايوت في بور يعني اسم تا ايوت او بور ده ساندا سام بتا دينكا يا بيقولوا قال يعني كتيبة ده بيلون لدينكا ما كنت كده. كتاب ده كتيبة 104 و105 ملخبط وده جيش بتاع نيانيوان الكانا مولو انتجريشن لحكومة بتاع نيميري وده ما جيش قال لدينكا الحاجة أناس دينكا الحاجة يوم داك في وقت تاني
ده كلام صح.
أي أناس دينكا يوم داك في let me finish. أناس دينكا يوم داك في وقت بتاع نيانيوان إيمون الحاجة إيمون ماشين يعني the defected من نيانيوان بيقول قال نيانيوان is dominated by Equatoria. لكن جيش سمن جاء مولو انتجريشن بتاع جيش كتيبة 105 وكتيبة 104 تانين قاعدين في توريد أجري في كابويتا وديل قاعدين في أيوت وديل قاعدين في بور.
خلينا نسألك سؤال.
ديل ملخبطين ديل جنوبين.
خلينا نسألك سؤال. انت قلت الناس اللي جاوا مع تنقلي القطع شعارات تنقلي جاوا معه كثير ده كلام صح. لكن لما جاء من تنقلي وجاء معه كثير ما في ناس ثاني جو. ده شنو كان قطع على الطريق.
اسمع
ما في ناس ثاني جو من السوايع.
اسمع بعد تنقلي جاء مكساسة أوسلو مكساسة انت بعرف كتيبة مكساسة.
ما ده كتيبة واحد. ده كتيبة واحد انت تتكلم من كتيبة واحد. ده في باركزال نجي له 10 كتايب 20 كتيبة. وما وقفنا طريق برغم كان في طريق. نحن في باركزال ما وقفنا. ما وقفنا قال في حاجة في طريق.
اوكي
ونجي بكتايب.
اسمع كريني يا مجاك اسمع كده انا ودير اوريلتا في مرمر هنا في فوقه بتعرفوا في مرمر هنا في فوقه.
ايوه
وفي اجري اسم ايران هنا في فوقه وموصول بتاع ايران يوم داك ده من اولادنا ده صبيون يا موصول في
صبيون انا بيعرفوا شديد. بيعرفوا
صبيون يا موصول ليه بتقولوا قال يعني هنا دينكا يا براو وشنو حاجات كتير هنا يا دينكا موت.
لا ما بنقول براو
يا دينكا يتم ده كلام كويس يا اخوي.
بتقدم البرنامج مع سلامكم. مع سلامكم.
شكرا. ثانك يو يا سابي قبل صوب تاعي. ثانك يو.
اوكي شكرا.
هابي نيو يير. شكرا.
هابي نيو يير to you too.
To the same to you. اجري مديد هنا بقابل في اجري هنا بقابل في كلاب هاوس. ثانك يو.
Yeah, John Wuchen, it's good. You good that you come in. Let us talk a little bit because the show was running. I thought that you should join us when we're discussing about the issues.
No, I came late. Shababa Sadegionus via clubhouse in. I just leave them in my clubhouse. They are talking there the same story. Oshunu, like I show you. I say let me join you.
Yeah, thank you. Because John Wuchen, I would like you. We would like more show on Lagos State Media outside from Clubhouse because
Can we make tomorrow?
Tomorrow what time?
Anytime. Because I'm at home nowadays. I'm not working. I'm just obari under no real junubin. Yer vitae al gulude gal dinka ya kasuru. Ana mendu yer al dinka kasuru. Yer vitae de talaga. Ayno kere yer vitae de. Yani Charles ifau ronu sulanas separatist ronu sinak galian John Dinka yakasuru yer bitade de yaw talaga anu kede neini u yer bitade they are not the same. Halina smamul propaganda site halina jaini live ina shub gismate na face to face yer bitade it was not yet galian wala duana ma yede kida junubin halimamul lena kalamar parik. If they go crazy, ina be mas crazy fi social media. Charles Rua mulu kalamat fito, bigul gali yani John, yani Dinka ya kasuru, ude ya shabab, uwe bijerjera wara Dinka. Ana deru Charles bukura khale jini. San bisubi yedide, de Dinka ya kasuru ole munu. Ana ma wale dukida. De tahriri bita junu Sudan de, o salva kirbita wana albelide, uwe ya junu
Charles, I mean, John Wuchen. No, that language we don't need. You know, okay. John Wuchen, you know, we need to be very correct here, because when we talk about the issues of our country, we have to talk about the reality, non-fiction or propaganda or lie. Because thing going on in Clubhouse, especially in your Clubhouse, John Wuchen, is there's a lot of negative thing that you are going to your show, which cause a lot of debate. Okay, I'm concerned. One of the reason is it's about Young Council of Elders. You've been doing this, and this is where there's a lot of argument, and people are so disagree with you. So let us see here, John. I know you seem you're a nice person. I respect you, but there's a lot of things that you are doing in your show which cause a division among our South Sudanese. So let us. So I know you are one of the person. You are not joining those people who are doing the division that the government, opposition, all kind of stuff. But in your show, you need to control. Don't bring a topic that can cause a lot of division among ourselves. You know. So
okay.
we have to be.
Can I say the word? Can I say the word, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Madid. I'm not here the problem to any South Sudanese. I am here a unifying factor, and my campaign is for the people of South Sudan to be united, to change the regime through a democratic system, not through violence. But if the people of South Sudan, or if the system in South Sudan don't like the regime to be changed through a democratic system, and then the people of South Sudan have right to take anything in order to free themselves from a system that does not care about the people of South Sudan. People are suffering in Lake State. People are killing themselves. Water is taking people. People are being killed every day. In how do you call this place? God forbid, it will come later. Abiai, people are being killed in Abiai every day. And Abiai being denied, not like to be part of South Sudan. Abiai people are the people of South Sudan. And we respect them. And they are part and parcel of us. During liberation, they sacrificed themselves for us. We have already denied the Nuba because of the distance. And we regret for that. And again, shall we repeat to deny the people of Abiai the right to exist in South Sudan? My call for the unity of the people of South Sudan, I'm calling for the unity of the 64 tribe. But your problem of the Dinka, you accuse me that John Ochiang is trying to unite the people of South Sudan against the Dinkas. And then the separatists at the side of Equatoria accuse me that John Ochiang is trying to unite us with the Dinkas. Let me tell you, Dinka is not a problem. Equatoria is not a problem. It is the system that is a problem. And since the system is a problem, all of us as people of South Sudan, we need to unite and join ourselves together, and we remove the system out from the power. Where is my mistake causing controversy? It is because people, some of the people who are supporting Young Council of Elders, having influence to the system of South Sudan, the suffering of the people of South Sudan today. All of us have got elders. I am coming from the community whereby we have elders called Munyomiji Supreme Council of Elders. Are they interfering to the system of the government? No. Why is it only that Young Council of Elders are interfering? And
but John, JCE have nothing to do with the government.
Okay, wait. Thank you. The JC, I believe 100%. Can you take this? Put this one aside. It is making echo. Put there. I mute myself there. They are calling me in Clubhouse, but I told them no. I'm still talking with you. This is good because some people are afraid actually to talk live to live like this. Come on, reduce the volume.
Yeah, that makes an echo. Let that person shut it off, that phone. It makes echo sound. Or let him or her go to other room.
Okay, take up. Thank you. Okay, the things here is that the echo is going on. That is in Clubhouse. It is good that it has been taken. My brother, JC, is a big problem. I wish if I was prepared enough, I would have really presented to the people of South Sudan here the policy of JC. The language of JC in their
you already get us present your.
Okay, why can't we do
when
here?
You read out. No, you already represented John Wuchen. When you read out I call it your Bible.
No, that is not my Bible.
That is the booklet. The booklet that you read out. This is what called the issues. The booklet that you read out from Dr. Carol Baker. You see about JCE. And that's where we bring Dr. Aldo Ajo to Clubhouse so that he will respond to you guys. Because you guys been doing this for a month. But when we come in and dispute your allegation, says, oh, guys, this time is a time for peace. Let us not talk about the thing that will divide our South Sudanese. So you opposition don't get that. You guys are taking.
My friend, I'm not opposition. I'm not opposition. I'm not supporting anybody. I am a member. I'm still a member of old SPLA. Old SPLA, not the current SPLA.
Me too. I'm a member of SPLM. I'm a member. That means that you can join.
Exactly.
Join the club.
Okay.
Join the club. You and I. As I know that you are a member.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not the current SPLA. The old SPLA. I am a member of the old SPLA system, not the current SPLA of today, which is hijacked by NCP. We are not longer having SPLA in South Sudan. The government that we are having today, the government of NCP. So therefore, I have the right to correct it, but doesn't take my right to be a member of SPLM of long time ago. I am a member of SPLM long time ago, all those years when we were in the bush. So, but the current SPLM of today is not the type of the party that I want. It must be reformed. So for me, you don't call me an opposition. I'm telling the truth that have to be said. And secondly, Madid Abraham, the book I'm reading, the book I told to the people of South Sudan, the book of Dr. Carroll. Dr. Carroll is a Canadian. And
I call that the John Wuchen Bible.
No, you call that John Wuchen Bible, but I'm trying to inform the people of South Sudan about that book. And then how comes people try to cry about that book? The book is very clear. All the policy of Young Council of Elders, include even what people are planning against the people of South Sudan, it is laying there. And then the audio. Do you want me to play the audio? I can play the audio live.
John, That book was written like 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Okay.
2018. Why now? Why now you guys bring it up? Why you bring that book up now?
Okay. Do we forget the history of Hitler? When we are reading,
what does
no,
the Hitler?
History.
You are even going to stream to the point that Hitler.
History. History. My brother, history is history. When we are reading history and we go back to SPLA and we want to read about SPLA, it is a history. Anything we are reading, it is history. So when we are reading the book of Carol regarding Young Council of Elders, it is a part of the history, partial and part of the history. So when we are reading history, history can make our memory to be very pure. So we don't mean that we try to read the history to create another problem. No, we read history to correct the present and use the present to guide the future. So if we don't remember the history, and then we will repeat the same mistake of the past mistake of long time ago. That is why we try to maintain history for the people to use history for correcting themselves. Now you know that the past was a mistake. It cannot be bring for now. But we can use the past to guide the present and use the present to guide the future. So we cannot run away from history. History is history. Why do we talk about Mia Hamza, Mia Arba? It is a part of history because we want to make people to understand the past. And when we try to bring people to understand the past, we don't mean that people have to fight. Unless you are guilty conscious. And then you will deny the history. History of SPLA will remain the history of SPLA. History of Young Council of Elders will remain the history of Young Council of Elders, include the things that they have written. We cannot deny. But good enough that Aldo Ajo came and he put it in a different way, in a very apologetic way, that all of us did a mistake in the past. Let us move forward, which I agree. They did a part, they did a mistake.
You also hear it from Dr. Alajo that everything that written out there about JCE, most of them are false allegations. Because opposition are using, they went and wrote some stuff against JCE, and that's where Aldo Ajo coming in and answer to you guys. And you John Richard, you are one of the forefront doing this. And I know that, hang on, I know that you, John Richard, you are not the behind, there's somebody behind you, pushing you.
Look here. When I go, my brother, Madid,
and now you see what they did when you come in, when we came in, when we brought the Aldo, and you come in to answer Aldo Ajo, has your question, and then you call Aldo Ajo, has a way of respect, like call him a father. The next day you see what happened, they attack you, and they drop you like that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know what? We have come from the backgrounds and mentality and intellectuality of different people. I came from the background whereby I respect you as a human being. I can give you the name as a brother. It doesn't mean that you are my true brother. You are my true biological brother. You are just a brother in Christ. So therefore, for me to call Aldo Ajo that you are really a father of South Sudanese, it doesn't mean that Aldo Ajo is my father. So I give him a respect. Like
that's a respect. That's a respect. We know that, okay. And that's good. That's good for you. And you see
I give him a respect. I give him a respect because just as a person, as an old person, I am not even supposed to call him to be a father, to be even a grandfather. Aldo Ajo is a person really reaching to 90s. You know, the age of my grandfather, you know, but because of Western civilization and education of today, some people, when they try to see me or they hear my voice and I'm talking to them, they look me like the man of 70 years old. I myself, as you are speaking now with me, do you see me like a 70 years old? Do you see me like somebody maybe the 60 years old? I'm just a person in between there, as you are. So therefore, my brother, a respect that I give to Aldo Ajo, it doesn't mean that Aldo Ajo is my father. I give him as an old person. Even if I differ with you.
No, I know that, but you know the criticism that you're receiving when you
so
my point is here, John Uchan, is because of the show that you are doing in Clubhouse that caused chaos among the South Sudanese. It divided us, okay? So as now what you say right now, you said that you are one of the, you are a member of SPLM, you are preaching the unity of South Sudan, which is good. But your show you are hosting in Clubhouse has been hijacked here. Radical South Sudanese.
Look here.
That you are against other tribe.
Look here. The problem is that I don't really understand. You know, Mandela said that when Mandela was asked that why you are friendly with the Libyan, why you are friendly with Gaddafi, why you are friendly with the Yasser Arafat. Mandela said, some people, the problem of some political analysis, they think that their enemy is my enemy. The South Africa respect Muammar Gaddafi because Muammar Gaddafi was concerned about the suffering of the people of South Africa. Fidel Castro was supporting the apartheid, the struggle of black people in South Africa. So I have the right to respect them. So here, for me, when you try to say that John Ochiang hijacked, when you say that the show of John Ochiang in Clubhouse is being hijacked by radical and they have manipulated me, I'm believing, I told you, my brother, I'm not being manipulated or hijacked by anybody. What is matter? It is ideas and respect to the people. Let me tell you, if you feel my pain, you are part of my body. But if you don't feel my pain, you are not part of my body. So most of you, the Jeng, you don't feel the pain of those Equatorians who are crying most of the time that they are being abused and mistreated by the Dinkas. You laugh at their pain. You degrade them as cowards. You degrade them as people who are not even human beings. How will you feel me to feel? I will feel bad with you. So if you want to build a unity of the people of South Sudan based on the Bible of the people of South Sudan, written according to the promised land of the people of South Sudan, you must feel the pain of somebody. Put yourself on the shoes of somebody. Your pain.
John,
Thank you.
You know, the issues going on in South Sudan, everybody in South Sudan are suffering. Even you know very well, and people, majority, Dinka Muslims are suffering more than any other tribe in South Sudan.
Okay.
You know, we are suffering silently, but we don't make noise. Oh, we do this like the way that you guys are doing. That's another thing. The second thing, John Wuchen, you and I.
How can you? Hang
on. You and I should supposed to be ambassador of peace. Okay. When we open the social media platform, so we should talk a language that unified all of us together, come together with us, regardless of our tribe background, okay? Regardless of our political background. But we cannot take a side. If your show and my show, you know, for example, Lake State Media here. So we bring all of us together as South Sudanese. I don't see you, John Wuchen, as a from Victoria, and you don't see me as a from Dinka. We are all South Sudanese, okay? So this is the language that we should address our South Sudan unity. As you know, John Wuchen, we, the South Sudanese diaspora, we are so divided, more than people back home, okay? But in order to bring our people back together, or we have to talk to them, the language that we can bring the unity and healing among ourselves in our community.
Look.
Hang on. I will give you a chance to speak. But when we create a room in Clubhouse, for now we are doing a show, one-on-one in Lake State Media. And after this is a show, you will go to Clubhouse and create another room. And then that room is again in this show. And then people come there and debate and have them some disagreement. You see, and hatred speeches. That is not good.
Okay.
So let us come together and talk the language that unified all of us together.
Okay. Can I say this? Can I say this?
Go ahead.
My brother, we are not enemies. We are brothers, and we are brothers, and we will continue correcting ourselves. If I see a mistake from you, I have to tell you. It doesn't mean that I hate you. You see a mistake from me, tell me my mistake so that I will be a good boy tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you hate me. But the problem with you people, when I try to correct you, the Dinkas, you say that John Ochang is rallying the people of South Sudan against the Dinkas, which is not true. Which is not true. The South Sudanese cannot exist without the Dinkas. Neither the Dinkas can exist without South Sudanese other communities. We are all one. But we cannot condemn the mistake. Anything wrong, harming the people of South Sudan, have to be condemned. But if you are supporting anything that is harming the people of South Sudan, you are a criminal. You are an enemy of the people of South Sudan, and you deserve to go to the jail. And if you deserve to go to the jail, you deserve even to be punished by the people of South Sudan if you are supporting something that is wrong. We are brothers. We must correct ourselves. The Bible said the person who corrects you, he loves you. So I'm not an enemy of Dinka. I love Dinka. And I have been with the Dinkas in the bush. And we grow all together. So therefore, if I correct the Dinkas, I want to make sure that the Dinkas go the right way. The right way to paradise, not the right way to hell. You know, the right way to paradise. It is just like your son in the house. When your son is mistaken, you cannot leave your son to be only running on the street so that tomorrow he will end up in the jail. If you don't advise your child in the house, your child will end up in the jail. So what we are doing, we are trying to correct the society, as well as you and me. Correct me. I love you to correct me. I will respect when you point finger to me. And then, beside that, we don't need to fear anything called opposition. Opposition, it is not a starting by human being. Opposition, even in the Bible. Satan is the opposition of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is opposition of Satan. Everything originated even in the Bible. Satan is the opposition of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is opposition of Satan. So we as human beings, we cannot be able to agree together, my brother. Even in your own house, you and your wife, you cannot be agreeing ideas. So our problem is that we try to force everybody to follow our ideas. We have to be having a compromise and understand ourselves. So the issue of Gen Council of Elders is one of the sticking area that I was really focused on, because we want to disconnect Gen Council of Elders with the system of South Sudan. Let the government operate alone to the people of South Sudan, and let Gen Council of Elders operate to the Dinka community. They cannot be able to go to the parliament to claim that they represent Dinka. No, you represent the people of South Sudan, not Dinka. So we have to disconnect. We are not here refusing Gen Council of Elders, my brother, to represent Dinka. They have to play education, culture, and all of this.
So if there's no any secret behind your campaign that you guys are doing about JCE, Young Council of Elders, if there's no any secret behind it, and has been explained to you for many times, and Dr. Aldo Joe explained to you guys many times in Clubhouse that Young Council of Elders have no influence within government. And even when they and you hear it from him, and you guys don't believe them. If there is no any secret or agenda about, and that's why I call it, because I don't lie, I call it in front of you and the rest of the opposition that you guys are using a JCE has a code against GM. Now, let me switch that topic from that. My second point that I want
let me say this. Let me say this. The problem with you guys, I don't really understand. This is why. Can you reduce the volume? Sorry, guy. It's my son. I just tried to put the volume of the TV. So, my problem, Madid, my dear comrade and colleague, let me tell you this. The problem is here. What is really causing a problem is the connection between the three bodies, the Gen Council and the Dinka as a community and the government. That is why I say that you build yourself like a trinity in the church, like the Trinity in Catholic religion, which I said in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. You don't understand really who is really the Father, who is really the Son, who is the Holy Spirit. So here, when you try to attack Gen Council of Elders, the Dinka as a community will come after you. When you attack the Dinka, the Gen Council will come after you. When you attack the government of South Sudan, the Gen Council will come and the Dinka will follow as a community.
The reason why Dinka come after
This is
you
the problem.
this is the problem. The reason why people like me come after you.
Why do you confuse us?
Let me answer you, John. The reason why some people like me come and challenge you because of allegation you guys are doing social media is because you cannot combine or label the government with the Dinka and call it the Dinka government. That's where we come in. Hang on. That's where we come in and tell you that, John Wuchan, Dinka are the tribe. So separate from tribe, Dinka as a tribe, from the government. This is our argument here. If you talk, you are right. You have right to criticize the government. Maybe it will come in. If you come, John Wuchan, if you come and say that, oh, this government is bad, is doing this and do that, Medid will come. You will not hear Medid say anything forward. Yes, it's your right to criticize your government. But when you come in and say that the government is for Dinka and Dinka doing this and doing that, that's where we say, no, that's not right.
Okay, can I say this? It's a very good. I'm even ready now. Forget about Clubhouse. Let us.
No, I will let you go back to Clubhouse. I will let you go.
No. Like a state media can be enough today. So forget about Clubhouse. So I can, because here people can see you and it will be recorded. I'm telling you, my brother. Let me tell you, the problem is that Yamadid. When Alda Joe came, he said clearly, I am a member of the parliament. He said from the beginning that I'm not an SPLA. I'm here for Dinka. I'm a member of Gen Council of Elders, and I'm in the parliament. I asked him, if you're a member of parliament, in which ticket are you supposed to be a member of parliament in the government of South Sudan? If you are not a member of SPLA, you are not an opposition. In which ticket is Gen Council of Elders become a party in South Sudan? He went back and think about it, and he came back again, and he said that I am here. We are representing the Dinka. I am born as a Dinka. My mother is a Dinka. My father is a Dinka. You, John Ochiang, if you want to dissolve your own people, you cannot tell me to dissolve the Dinkas.
No, what he was saying is this what he was, don't misquote him. Okay? There is, let me answer the part of your comment. When Dr. Aldo was saying that he's a member of parliament, he's not going to parliament a ticket of JCE. He's going to the parliament the ticket of for his own place, okay? His own
under which party? Under the party of SPLA or opposition?
So that's where he come in.
No, under which party? He can come from his constituency. Under which party? SPLA or opposition?
He's a member of SPLM.
When did he join SPLA? SPLM?
He already told you that.
No,
he has been a member of SPLM so long. Anyway, let me move on to the next because I won't let you go to Clubhouse. So my next, you host, you're one of the show you host, Ambassador Emmanuel Jawin, and that show you guys were reading your Bible, Doctor, your Bible that I call is your Bible, and that comment Ambassador Emmanuel said, and this is what caused a lot of disagreement in Clubhouse, about that the Dinka are from Senegal. Okay, Dinka, they migrate from Senegal to Sudan. Okay, do you believe that as accurate, John? Because in your show, that thing is coming up. And also another that, even they come in within my own hometown, Lake State, the called Gog land and Agar land are belong to Luo with Jurabongo. Okay, it's not belong to Agar people. So what do you want to say about that?
So whether you are learning Dinka there with the Sheshuluk, you have been living with them there, I don't have a story much about it. But when you come to the issue with whether by the Dinka came from Mali or whatever, I said it because you yourself, you the Dinkas, most of the time, you told me that I am a Ugandan, I'm not a South Sudanese. I am a member of Meru Kingdom. I immigrated from Meru Kingdom, the old civilization of Sudan. We are members of Meru Kingdom. Our group, the Latuka, the Tobwasa, the Bari, the Masai, the Gie, the Turkana, the Dodos, we are the members of Meru Kingdom. We immigrated.
Where?
No, Boya are another group. We are immigrated from Meru Kingdom. Our group is called Ateker Group. We are one people. And we are the largest community in East Africa. We occupy 3 countries and 4 countries. We leave some people in Ethiopia. Their name is Ngalam. We are the members of Truly Sudan. But when I tried to talk to you people, you told me that you are just a Ugandan, you are not a South Sudanese. So you yourself, when I tried to make a research, I found that the Dinkas, they came from Mali, a tribe called Madinka. You came from Mali and you cross from Mali and Chad, and then you enter through Chad to Khartoum. When you arrive to Khartoum, you make Khartoum to be your homeland.
So where did you get those information, John?
I got this information. I have the books, my friend. Here's the book. Here's the book, my brother. This book, it has all these things. It is not written by me. So you immigrated.
What's the title of that book?
Okay, I will show you. Don't worry about it.
Because I know what you are saying is not true. Because those are the allegations that have been given to you by other books.
No. If you deny me a citizen of being a Sudanese or South Sudanese, no. If you deny an Equatorian to be a citizen of South Sudanese and you are calling
nobody deny you. Nobody deny you.
Yesterday when Aldo Ajo
said, you and I, we are all citizens.
Okay, wait. Yesterday Aldo Ajo repeat the same denial. He said we Nilotic, we are not like Congolese because you call some Equatorian, you call them Congolese. You yourself, you are Madinka. You came from West Africa. You are not South Sudanese. To be known, all of us, you yourself, you came to South Sudan.
That's not true. That's a false propaganda, and that's a false lie. That's not true. Dinka all the history you can read for the Egyptian time and get to the Bible to everything.
The people who originated from Egypt. Let me tell you, the Nuba, the Nuer include King Tut of Shuluk, of Nuer. They still remain today as a statue in Egypt. It is just only racism make people to believe that Egyptians are the one kings. It was Africans and it was South Sudanese and it was even the black people, the Nuba and the Nuer include us. We push from there and we came and create a kingdom in Meru Kingdom. We are purely South Sudanese. Nobody will kick us out from South Sudan and deny us our identity. If you come from Mali, from Benin, from all this part of the countries of West Africa, and then you come and make yourself that I am the owner of this land. I have the right in South Sudan to rule John and to stamp on the head of John. That is wrong, my friend. We cannot.
I'm receiving a lot of messages here. People are asking you to tell them the name of the book.
Okay, the name of the book is here. immigration of Africans across Africa.
Migration of, can you bring it closer to the camera? People can read it.
No.
Okay.
I don't like people to read it too much.
Okay. So John, so what we are saying, John, I know this was one-on-one on me with me.
Thank you.
John, we have to stay away with those propaganda. Okay.
Thank you.
So I am respecting you.
I respect you
to stay away from this. These people are spoiling your name because these are the lies that are separated on social media.
They are not spoiling.
So
I disagree.
They are using you. Even they're blackmailing you if you don't know.
No, my brother. Let me tell you. The separate
innocent person, but that these people.
I don't have agenda of separatists. I'm not a coward person.
No, I'm not talking about separatists.
No. Nobody can use me. All those political parties, these are trouble political parties. You know, these are all trouble political parties. And some people are joining the party based on affiliation of the tribe. If I decided to join any party, I join based on affiliation of ideology, not based on ideology of the tribe. I will never join any political party that is built on tribal and mental tribalism mentality. So therefore, I am a stand as the people of South Sudan, and I am a stand for the unity of the people of South Sudan based on the principle of the unity of the people of South Sudan. United not by deception, united by forgiveness, by love and reconciliation of the people of South Sudan, not by loving to somebody suffering. If you love on somebody suffering, and then you are against the people of South Sudan, and therefore the people of South Sudan will rather behind you as a criminal. For me, I will never join any political party that is really formed on tribal affiliation. There are so many Dinkas. There are so many, my brothers, the Dinkas, they claim to be SPLA party based on tribal affiliation, but not looking on the ideology of SPLA and what SPLA goes wrong. And some people claim to be opposition outside here in diaspora, forming opposition based on tribal ideology. Because it happened in my land, I have to form a party so that I fight for my land. We are not forming parties to fight for our land. We are forming parties to form for the nation, South Sudan itself. So therefore, my brother, I do respect you, I salute you, but otherwise, don't fear the truth. The truth must remain the truth, and we continue correcting ourselves. We are not here to convince you. I'm not here to convince you, neither you to convince me. But what will convince us? The true life of the people of South Sudan. If the people of South Sudan are smiling day and night, the kids are running and happy, you can live, you can travel all around South Sudan freely, I will be so much happy. I don't even care about leadership. The happiness of the people of South Sudan is my leadership. You know, the freedom of the people of South Sudan is my leadership. And this is the principle that I was fighting all my life until I miss education. I miss the whole of my life. I miss opportunity of education. The education I am receiving today, I'm receiving it at old age, including you, Madid. Thank you. Including you, Madid.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I salute you.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Ocean. It's good to have you, Let's Stay Media. Yes, this is what we want. So my message to you that you will take with you, John, let us be positive. Let's talk the language that can unify us as South Sudanese. Let us see those individuals that bring the negative in our community to single them out. Let them know that what you are doing, we hear you, but what you're doing is not good for our people, for us. So we are the generation, our generation will supposed to be a generation that can bring a development in our country. We people here in diaspora, but instead of that, we are the one we've been caused more division among ourselves, which is a very sad thing to see.
Very good, very good. Can I tell you
John,
this?
yeah, I know. I will give you a chance to
Okay.
put on your last word. So, John, you and I, as you know, always when I speak to you guys in your show, I don't cite it. I talk to the language that brings us together, which is people that don't see what I am talking about, the way what I see you guys label me as a JCE supporter or a government supporter, which is your right to do that. So because you see, if I disagree with you, but the reality, I have to correct it. So in order to do that, yeah, we all know our country, our people are suffering, okay? So are suffering, but if we talk the way that we can bring sustainability in our country, we have to start within us. So let us have a discussion that we can come together and the language that how can we help our people.
Thank you.
So that's, for example, if you, John, say that, okay, my village, my people are suffering, they don't have a clinic, they don't have schools, children are sitting under the tree, I want to do something. Abraham, can you come and help me? Yes, of course. That's one of the things that we want, you see?
Thank you.
Politics is a dirty game. And I see that a lot of South Sudanese, they like to involve themselves in politics. Everything is politics, talk politics. That is not good. So we have a role to play. We have something to do to contribute. Even you are outside the government, you have a huge role to play. You have something that you to contribute to the community, your community, and to South Sudan. So that's what we want. What the propaganda that the opposition are doing in social media is not going to help us, regardless. Believe me.
Look here, my
so
brother.
This opposition, we never tell them that if you want to change the regime, go to South Sudan and run for the election and you want to become a president or you are in a position.
Look here, my brother.
Don't come in here. Don't come in social media to divide us.
Look here, my brother. For me, I am actually the opposition of the right and the wrong one. The right thing is and the wrong one. That is, I am opposition of this. There's those who call themselves opposition of the parties and opposition of leadership. I'm not part of this. I am only opposition of the right things and the wrong things. If you are wrong, I have right to oppose you. If I see something to be wrong or right, I give you reward. I give you credit. My brother, you have the right to be a supporter. Even people accuse you that you are a supporter of JC. You have the right to support JC. That is your political right. It is your choice if you wish. But if you don't, there's no need for people to level you to be opposition, a supporter of a JC. And if you are a supporter of SPLA, SPLM, you have the right. That is your political choice. And anybody who is opposition, he has the right. Provided our objective must be one. Objective of whether you are supporting the government, whether you are supporting opposition, the objective must be one. The objective is what? Is a better South Sudan. Not the hell South Sudan. Is a better South Sudan. We should not try to be opposition or political opportunity. No. We must be opposition for the better of the nation. So therefore, I have no problem with anybody who is opposition or anybody who is supporting the government or anybody whatever. My problem is only whether you are right or wrong. If you are wrong, I correct you. If you are right, I reward you. That is why some people, most of the people confuse of John. They say John is confusing. You never understand John. Because I believe if you did really right, you deserve to be given credit. Because you are right. We should not only dwell on the mistake of Madid because he did a mistake and forget about the clean things. There are so many things done by people. So therefore, my friend, I'm telling you, for those who say that John confused people, I'm not confused people. That Bible of Carol is the true Bible. And I'm going to bring Carol in Clubhouse and then we play the audio The audio is not the language that is the audio of somebody, the language of the people. And you keep repeating, people keep denying things. We said, okay, here's the Bible of JC, which is against the people of South Sudan. No. This Bible is being faked from University of America. I said, okay, forget about it. Here's another Bible. Joshua Dow quote here. Ambassador from Russia quote here. This one quote here. So this one did here. No. This is fake. It is a white person. Okay, I said, okay. And now we come. Oh, we Dinkas, we are majority in SPLA. We die in 1,000. Okay. I bring for you the audio of John Gering. John Gering talking before you. And John Gering said the first people were the Nuer. No. This is fake story. Ajama, why do you denying everything? Everything fake. Everything to be written according to the Bible of the Dinkas. What is your problem? We must written the truth according to the feeling of the people of South Sudan. This is my problem with you people. You know, anything that is true, you deny. Anything that is fake, you support. What kind of life do we want to keep build in South Sudan? We have to be honest, guys. Thank you. May God bless you. And
thank you, John Uchan, for coming into Let's Stay Media.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for those of you who are watching. It's me and John one-on-one, and bring them up. John, let us do that. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. I know for those of you who are in Clubhouse, John Uchan probably going to go to do this, what he's doing best. So he's one of the person that behind all of this division in Clubhouse that Dinga come from Senegal and bring in the book of Dr. Carl Baker and JCE. So he's the one of the behind of most of the people behind him, and they push him to do that. So that's one of the person. And thank you. You heard from him, and you will be the judge. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day, morning, evening, wherever you are. May God bless you all. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.
It's your boy, Young I give him that thing. Punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi door, punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi door, walk on your leg, kankaro watana watching. Oga level leg, gear, pow, leg. Panda with ya, punch it America. Panya dwala chingitongo pandon kujwera baya cheka. Paku panda juru wadiya bi Panchira America, Panji Dwala, Pancha Legacy.